Bob Wickman pitching, trying to close it out. Paul Konerko says, close this. Two-run shot, his first of the year. White Sox down 3-2. Next batter, Jermaine Dye says, you know what? It's still not over. Solo shot, game tied at 3. Dye's first home run with the White Sox. Still 9, bases loaded, no outs. Juan Uribe. Sacrifice fly, but he gets the job done. Aaron Rowan tags and scores. White Sox up 5-2. Shingo Takatsu facing Casey Blake. Blake going deep. His first, Indians down 2, and Mr. Zero was less than 0 because he gave up more than 0. 2 batters later, Takatsu facing Coco Crisp. Tribe down 1. Next batter, Ronnie Belliard.
A swing and a long drive. Deep left field. Away back. And gone. Ronnie Belliard ties it in the ninth. How about that? 3 solo home runs by the Tribe. And oh, is payback sweet.
Bob Wickman had blown it for the Indians in the earlier game of this series. Top 11, game tied at 5. Bases loaded, 1 out for Victor Martinez. That'll score 2. Indians up 7-5. White Sox started
44 years of service by the late, great Bob Casey. Top 6, Paul Konerko off Kyle Loge, his second of the season. Konerko hitting .429 this year, 2-1 Chicago. Aaron Rowan takes Loge deep. Loge allowed 4 runs on 7 hits and 5 1/3. Knocked around a little bit. 4-1 White Sox. Bottom 7, El Duque. Brings up Michael Kadire. Then it's Luis Rivas. El Duque looked good, allowed just 1 run on 6 and 7. He struck out 5. And
later in the top of the 7th, Scott Pasednik at first. Sox up 6-3. J.C. Romero, pickoff throw, gets past first base. Pasednik goes to third, and the error scored to Romero. Later in the same at bat, Tadahito Gucci, pass ball by Joe Mauer. Pasednik scores. White Sox.
The beginning of the season. 3rd inning now, 2 runners on, Twins down 2-1. And Torrey Hunter gets into 1. The 3-run homer off Burley, and the Twins leading at 4-2. Then in the 5th inning, Santana finds his groove. Juan Uribe goes away. Pablo Ozuna get out. Santana then striking out Paul Konerko. 7 strikeouts through 5 for Santana. That heavy change working brilliantly. 7th inning now. Santana continuing to roll. He sits down Uribe again. Then Ozuna again.
Paul Konerko gets him looking there. 1 point. Millwood limited the White Sox to 1 hit and 5 scoreless innings. Bottom 4, 1 out, 1 on. Freddie Garcia also pitching well. Casey Blake hits into the 6-3 unassisted double play. Garcia went 8 strong, giving up 1 run and 4 hits. Top of the 7th, game tied at 1. Kevin Millwood still in the game. Scott Pasednik with the base knock scores Chris Widger. White Sox lead it 2-1. Bottom 9, 2 out. Tying man on. Shingo Takatsu in for relief, and Aaron Boone goes down.
In trouble already. Ben Broussard. Deep to left. Carl Everett at the wall and into the wall. It's a 2-run triple for Broussard. Everett would have to leave the game with a bruised left shoulder. El Duque is tagged for 6 runs, 4 earned. On 8 hits and 5, it's a 3-1 trot. 5-5 in the 5th. Aaron Boone on first. Brady Sizemore down the left field line. And here we go again. A fan interferes with the ball. So Boone has to stop at third. Just keep your hands inside the railing. It's not that hard. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to leave. Sizemore ends up with a double. Bottom 6, Travis Hafner. 2-run double off the wall and left. The Indians win the ball game 8-6. Cleveland gets 10 hits, and they avoid the 3-game sweep. White Sox, bottom 4. Juan Uribe, the number 9 hitter. Liner. His first of the season, he drove in 4 on the day. 3-0 Chicago. John Garland was the story. 4-0, 1.91. And his last 5 starts against Seattle. In the 6th, Garland perfect through 5. Miguel Oliva, broken bat up the middle. Uribe, go get it.
Uribe's throw to first, low, but
slides into first. Oliva gets it. 7th inning. Garland still perfect. Full count on Jeremy Reed. Ball 4. There goes the perfecto. Can we still get the no-no? Next up, it's Adrian Beltre. To center, and there goes the no-hitter. Garland gets a standing O, though. He would allow 2 runs on 2 hits in 7 innings. A terrific performance to tie the first 19 he faced. 9th inning, Seattle down 6-4. They are loaded. Dustin Hermanson trying to close it out. Pinch hitter Greg Dobbs ends it. Hermanson's second save. White Sox win 6-4. Complete game. He goes deep into ball games. Gets Randy Wynn in the 4th. Next up, Adrian Beltre. And 2 batters later, Raul Ibanez. Burley strikes out the side in the 4th. Bottom 7. Paul Konerko in a 1-for-19 skid coming into Saturday. And he busts out off Ryan Franklin, 2-0 Chicago. Konerko's second of the day and his 6th home run of the year. Burley, meanwhile, continuing top 8. Wilson Valdez, top 9. Randy Wynn, and then it's Booney. No bat flip here. Burley, the complete Game 3 hitter, struck out a career-high 12. A tidy hour and 39 minutes on the south side.
Sox top 5. Bases drunk full of Mariners, and Adrian Beltre with a single here brings home a couple of them, including the speedy Ichiro. Beltre, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs.
Bottom 6, Konerko facing Racky, 2-2 count, and says, hey, let's see somebody go get this one. White Sox up 3-1. 7 home runs for Konerko already, 6 shutout innings for El Duque.
Jermaine Dye, and Dye crushes one to left center field. And out. The 2-run big fly, Dye's 3rd home run of the season. 3-0 White Sox just like that. Top of the 5th, 4-1 White Sox, 2nd and 3rd for Dye. Rips the base hit into left field. 1 run in, 2 runs in. Dye caught in the rundown and tagged down, but he did a whole lot of damage before that. So the White Sox win it 9-1. Top of the 7th, 3-2 Tigers, 2nd and 3rd for Scott Posednik, who rips the Jamie Walker pitch into right. A.J. Przienski in. Craig Monroe coming home. Joe Creedy's going to be safe. White Sox leading it 4-3. Now the bottom of the 8th, 2 on, 1 out. Dustin Hermanson facing Dimitri Young, who grounds to second, starting the 4-6-3 double play.
The game set against the Royals. Top 2 with 1 on, Juan Uribe. Little double to center, his 4th of the season. That'll score A.J. Przienski. And then he reaches 3rd on David DeJesus' fielding error. Uribe 3 for 3 drove into Chicago up 1-0. And Runelvis Hernandez having trouble seeing. Strong wind in Kansas City. Top 6, they're on the corners for Tahito Gucci. Scott Posednik stealing 2nd, his 3rd steal of the game. 9 stolen bags on the season. Same at bat. Hernandez gets wild. Joe Creedy plates. Behind Freddie Garcia, 7 strong.
Have to leave the game with a strained right hamstring. Bottom of the 9th now. Damaso Marte. Pitch gets away from A.J. Przienski. Matt Diaz tries to score, but tagged out by Marte. Heads up, top play nominee right there. The Royals would not score, and they go to extra innings. Top of the 10th. Game tied at 2. 1st and 3rd. Aaron Rowland with the base hit to right field, scoring Przienski. The White Sox win 3-2.
Pablo Ozuna.
This kid's got
potential. Mad game. Paul Konerko's going to score. Going to appeal to the younger demos. White Sox win it 4-3.
Top 7, Chris Widger. His 1st home run in 5 years. His last one, August 9th of 2000. 2-0 Chicago. She'll bail out Garland here. Garland, a 4-hit shutout. His 2nd career shutout. Retired the final 13 he faced. White Sox 16-4. Harden in the 5th, and Harden plunks Carl Everett. Everett has something to say. He usually does, and he eventually goes over there. Harden tagged for 6 runs, 5 earned on 9 hits and 5 1/3. Top 6, Juan Uribe. Eric Burns. Oh, he lost it in the lights. Aaron Rowan is going to get waved all the way around from first, and this ties it at 4. Uribe had a big night, 3 for 5. It was 7-7 in the 8th after Damaso Marte balked in the tying run. Rubio Durazo gets by Willie Harris. Marco Scutaro comes in, and the A's win 9-7. They snap Chicago's 8-game winning streak.
Wins in April in Oakland. Justin Dupsher pitching, and Joe Creedy leans into that one. Hunter Wendelstedt, his daddy was an ump. He's been preparing for moments like this his entire life, and Creedy clearly lowers his left arm to get a hit on purpose. Come on back. And Ozzie Guillen, these two have a history. Guillen once called Wendelstedt a liar, and we continue. Creedy, you see him throw his bat. Wendelstedt's going to toss him as soon as this ball is caught. The ball is caught. Creedy is gone, and for what? Because you threw your bat. All right, Jermaine Dye has to come now and play shortstop. His first infield appearance in 1,058 games. Now here comes Aaron Rowan. He needs some sunglasses. Sunny day in Oakland. He should have got a visor from his car and stapled it to his hat because he can't see a thing in center. Durazo to lead off the 9th, and oh, bless his heart, he must be the sickest man in America. The ball falls in, and Oakland has life. A couple batters later, Dustin Hermanson facing Marco Scutaro, who's spelling Bobby Crosby in short, and hitting 302. Down the line it goes, past Chris Widger. Durazo scores, and the A's, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Tigers in Chicago to face the White Sox. Troy Percival looking to save the game for the Tigers. 9th inning, Paul Konerko up with runners on 1st and 2nd, and Percival plunks him. So the base is loaded now, no outs. Percival really in a jam. After a sac fly by Aaron Rowan, which tied the game at 2, Timo Perez pinch hitting for Jermaine Dye. He strikes out, 2 outs. after an A.J. Przinsky intentional walk. Joe Creedy with the bases loaded. And he fouls out. So Percival out of his jam, and they're going to extra innings. In the 11th, Nook Logan at bat. Man on second. Shingo Takatsu pitching. Logan, that'll be good for a triple. Carlos Pena comes in to score. Tigers win it 3-2. They hold on to win it. 6 Sox down 3-1. Bases loaded for Paul Konerko to Jason Smith, and he doubles up Scott Podsednik. Next batter, Timo Perez. May I help you? No thanks, I'm just looking. So the Sox still don't have the lead. Bottom 7 tied at 3. Man on third for Tadahito Iguchi. And that's going to get through. Joe Creedy comes in to score. That's all Chicago would need. They win ugly again 4-3 with 3 in the 7th. Tigers 5.
Pitcher to win 5 games, top 2. Rocks Bobby Higginson to sleep. 1 of 6 strikeouts for Garland. Bottom 3, White Sox up 1-0. Wilfredo Ledesma beans Paul Konerko. Really beat him, he just plunked him. Top 4, John Garland, maybe a little get back. Throws behind Rondell White. White didn't like it, points his bat at Garland. Players come out. People start talking about people's mamas and whatnot, but, you know, nobody was ejected. Top 5, Chi Sox up 4. Garland pitching, runners in first and third. Jason Smith. Come on, please. Garland, 2nd complete game shutout of the season. First Chi Sox pitcher since Blackjack McDowell, 91 back-to-back shutouts.
Played this season. They get down early in this one. Mike Sweeney, home run to left. Get out. Royals up 2-0. Sweeney, first of 2 in the game. He now has 6. Really? Yeah, 6 in the season. Brian Anderson here picks off Carl Everett from first, and then let's go across the diamond. Sweeney with the throw. Tadahito Iguchi, you're done 2. All right, bottom 8, 2 runners on for Everett. Yeah, you got to make up. You get picked off, you got to make up for it. There it is, 2-run double off the fence. A couple of them score. 5-4, the White Sox lead. Hold on to win by same. So they've led in 26 straight games. Now they have won 19 of them. And 7-19. That's just kooky. A.J. Przinsky going yard here in the 4th to build his team's lead from 2-1 to 4-1, his 2nd of the year. Top 5 went on David DeJesus. Low grounder. It's knocked down there by Tadahito Iguchi. Juan Uribe picks it up. Look at it again. Okay, I just deflected it. It's right to you. Stay with it. And over to first. Guy at second. Judd called safe, but that's all right. Stay with the play. Top 7. Cliff Polite facing Ken Harvey. 2 on, 2 out. Royals down 2. Oh, Ken Harvey, you mad.
Runs of support in his first 5 start. That's worst run support in the majors. First inning. Here's some defensive support from Angel Baroa. Greinke giving up just 2 hits in 7 1/3. Pitched well. 6th inning. It's Jose Contreras, and he strikes out David DeJesus. Contreras tossed 8 innings of 4-hit ball. Top 7, and the Royals going to get Greinke a run. Tony Graffagnino, his first of the year. Only run allowed by Contreras, who went 8. He struck out 6. 8th inning. Greinke pulled after plunking Jermaine Dye. So in comes Andrew Sisco facing Joe Creedy. 2 on, 2 out, and Sisco. That's ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for the next hitter, Juan Uribe. And he walks on 4 pitches. Yeah, we're tied 1-1. Royals trying to avoid their 15th loss in 18 games. Ambrosch Burgos in to face Scott Podsednik, and he walks him on 4 pitches. Greinke let down by the bats and the bullpen this time. Chicago has won 5 in a row, 21-7. That's
3-2. Jermaine Dye facing Pete Walker. And no problem here. Dye can take his time. Solo shot, ties the game at 3, 4th of the year for Dye. Now top 8, still tied at 3. 0-2 pitch for A.J. Przinsky facing Miguel Batista. And that's going to drop. Carl Everett and Paul Konerko come in to score. White Sox scoring to win it 5-3. They've had a lead in 29 straight games. They also have baseball's best record.
White Sox in Toronto Saturday looking for their 6th straight win. And Scott Podsednik goes crazy. Top of the first inning, he runs and steals one on Ted Williams. That's the first stolen base of the game for Podsednik. I think you know where I'm going. Move on to the second. Podsednik takes off again. Greg's on. The throw to second is wide, so Podsednik goes all the way to third. Second stolen base for Podsednik. In the 4th, Podsednik on first. Carl Everett at bat. 6-2 White Sox. And there he goes again. That guy steals enough he could work for Enron. 3rd stolen base for Podsednik. Same inning, same batter, same Podsednik, and he just keeps stealing. But he's over at 3rd base. Podsednik, 4th stolen base, 2nd time he's done that in his career. Later in the 4th, Paul Konerko facing Matt Whiteside, and Konerko to the windows. Jacks it out of there. 3-run shot. White Sox win 10-7. Garland, his 6th win of the year.
9th straight win. Top one, Hideo Nomo facing Tadahito Iguchi. Down the right field line, Scott Podsednik is going to come in. It's a double for Tadahito Iguchi. 1-0 White Sox. They extend their major league record to holding a lead to 32 straight games. Freddie Garcia, 6-1 career against the Devil Rays in 11 starts. Bottom 6, 2-1 Chicago, Damon Hollins. Into left center. And look out, here comes Tampa Bay. They're going to wave Aubrey Huff all the way in. It's 2-2. Garcia allowed 4 runs on 8 hits and 6 1/3. Put that on the board. Next up, Chris Singleton. Singles. Jermaine Dye will turn it into a 2-base error. Hollins scores. Singleton to third. Dye's 4th error of the year. The 3-2 Tampa. Let's take another look. Devil Rays win 4-2, snapping Chicago's 8-game winning streak. It's just Tampa's 4th win in their last 15.
ERA for his career at the Trop. Bottom 4 against Toby Hall apparently cared nothing about the fact bar. You can't ignore a fact bar. You just can't ignore the fact bar at the bottom of the highlight screen. Well, don't ignore this one. Shingo Takatsu, 6 earned and 8 2/3. Bottom 9, Jorge Cantu cannot. Cantu.
There's a high fly ball hit deep to left. That will send Podsednik back, and that's out of here. Home run for Jorge Cantu, and the Devil Rays win it 7-6.
Cantu did 2. Devil Rays win the series from the White Sox. 7.
Here's Orlando Hernandez 4-0 all-time at the Trop, and in the 4th in a 1-1 game, Chris Singleton sees El Duque. Look at him. He's showing off all those natural hockey instincts he has and honed as a kid there in Cuba. If we flash back to June of '99, we did a similar thing, showed his glove hand against Ray Ordonez. Just, yeah, there you go. Man got to do sometimes. That's what it is. Top 5 still 1-1. Juan Brazo, oh, that gets away. Pablo Ozuna is able to score 2-1 White Sox. Brazelton can't be happy with that. Next batter, Paul Konerko. Well, as bad as the wild pitch is, this is worse. He hit it. Drills into the gap over and right. Timo Perez scores. Aaron Rowan will score. White Sox are going to win at 5-2, and they avoid the broom in Tampa. I actually seen Pete, I would.
Yes. 12 games each of the last 3 seasons, so he's already halfway home. Strikes out Melvin Moore in the 1st and the 3rd. White Sox had a 1-0 lead for him. Garland gets Jay Gibbons to ground into the 6-3 double play. You never can assume the double play. Here's something you don't see every day. Watch Juan Uribe, the big swing, loses his bat. All right, you see that often. But Uribe decides to let the fan keep his gamer. Keep the game bat. You never see that. There was some beer apparently spilled on the bat. So with his new bat, 2 pitches later, get out of town. Uribe, his 4th home run of the season.
I bet he ain't giving that bat up.
No, he's not giving that one. Beer or no beer. Let's go to the 8th now. White Sox up 3-1. Garland's in a jam, but he's still in the game, facing David Newhand. Newhand grounds it back. Garland checks second, then throws home. Jeff Fiorentino out at the plate, so the guy can field his position. And, oh, yeah, he can pitch.
35 games this season coming in. They're loaded in the 7th. Paul Konerko in a 5-for-44 slump. Scores 2. White Sox have their first lead 4-3 as Tadahito Iguchi comes in. Konerko came into the game hitting just 197. Big hit there. Top 8. Keith Reed, he gone. Mark Burley allowed 3 runs on 5 hits and 8. Retired the last 13 he faced. Bring in Dustin Hermanson. No runs allowed in 17 1/3 this season. Top 9. Melvin Mora. He gone. 2 outs. Avi Lopez. Hermanson's 8th save and 8 chances. White Sox win again, 5-3. The Chicago White Sox have won 27 of their last 36 baseball games. And in bottom 3.
In fact, the Orioles trying to dodge their first 3-game losing streak of the season. Bottom of the 1st, Jermaine Dye with a hit into the right field corner. It was tied at 1. Paul Konerko tries to score, but will be tagged out at the plate by Javi Lopez, who spins out of harm's way in the process. Now, bottom 3. Harris with a grounder to Miguel Tejada. Decides to come home with the ball instead of turning the possible double play. So Dye is caught in the pickle, the rundown. He avoids Lopez tag, but is eventually tagged out by Tejada. Bottom of the 4th, tied at 5. Aaron Rowan with a ground ball fielded by Tejada, who was playing in. Charges in on Scott Podsednik. Podsednik tries to go back to 3rd, but he's tagged out instead by Melvin Moore. So they're alert in the field, Baltimore is. Top of the 7th, runner on 1st, tie game at 5. Nobody out, and Tejada with the blast. Into right center field. Moore comes in to score. The Orioles.
White Sox, bottom 1. That'll help you. Little 6-4-3 DP.
He's been keeping them in the yard, Carl, and that's been a big key for him. Changing speeds, getting a lot of ground balls. And that's why they have great success.
And a lot of it's when you're a young pitcher, sometimes you're afraid to throw the ball over the plate because you're afraid it's going to get hit.
Sal Fasano hasn't played since September 29th of 2002. Who says he's rusty?
He should be rested, Carl. He should be well rested, swinging free and easy.
He did. He takes Contreras out. O's up 1-0. Jay Gibbons. Fair ball. Oh, no.
That's a great...
Security.
Now, the best part of his buddy is just laughing at him.
Now, who's going to kick him out?
Fasano then singles to center. Keith Reed scores. Orioles are up 3-0. So the White Sox haven't led, and it doesn't look like they're going to unless they win it, and not against BJ. Close the door, Ryan. Whew. So the
5-9 in his last 5. Top 1, Kevin Mensch. That guy's a mensch. Solo shot is 5th. 1-0 Texas. Meanwhile, Chan-Ho Park with issues. Going to talk it over with Rod Barajas after walking 2 in a row. They're loaded for A.J. Brzezinski. Ball 1. Oral Hershiser, get out there, calm him down, talk to him, say something. You know what? It's just not working. Next pitch, ball 2. Next pitch, grand slam. Put that on the board. The 4th grand slam of Brzezinski's career. The home run is his 5th of the season. 4-1 White Sox. 4-4 in the 3rd. It's Alfonso Soriano to left. They'll wave Hank Blaylock. The Rangers lead 5-4, and Ozzie Guillen says that's enough of El Duque. Hernandez lasted only 2 2/3, allowed 6 earned on 7 hits. Rangers were up 6-5 of the game. Look who's pinch hitting. It's Tadahito Iguchi. Yard. Tadahito Iguchi ties it at 6. The pinch hit home run. His 3rd home run of the season. Top 9. Remember Kevin Mensch homered in the 1st. Here he is in the 9th. 6-6 game. Guy's a mensch. Off Tommaso Marte is 2nd of the game and 6th of the season. Rangers win 7-6. Texas has won 9 of 13.
Good. Well, one of the things is he locates the ball so very low. It has been this season. The inside pitch to Soriano. Just playing catch with A.J. Brzezinski. Soriano rounds out 4-3. And then watch him facing Lance Nix here. Brzezinski now setting up high, so Garland is going to elevate. Bullseye.
He gone.
Another good reason, facing Hank Blaylock, getting ahead of the hitters. First strike, strike 1's always good. Then he winds up getting swinging. So Garland doing a good job of mixing up everything and changing speeds. Watch him here. 87-mile-per-hour breaking ball. Now he is gone, isn't he? That got Blaylock, and there goes Alfonso Soriano, 79 miles per hour right there. So Garland, 7 innings of work. He only gave up 2 earned runs. A.J. Brzezinski gave him the offensive support he needed. In the 6th inning, 3-2 Sox with 1 on. Sox going to win it 5-2. So Garland is the first.
Iripi and Doggy is down. Bottom 4 with the bases loaded. Jermaine Dye delivers. Aaron Rowan's going to score. Paul Konerko will score. Dye is in with a double. He would have 3 doubles in this game. 2-0 in favor of the Sox. Top 6, Burley against Hidalgo again. He gone. Burley 7 1/3, 2 Ks, no earned run. A.J. Brzezinski at the dish. Fly ball, long, big hitter, the Llama. 4th home run in as many games for Brzezinski. 5th in his last 6th and 7th of the year. He's rolling. So are the Sox. 7-0 in the final. They get ready for the Cubs now on Friday.
Sox up 1-0 for Joe Creedy, and Creedy gets to Greg Maddux. A goner. His 4th of the year. The Sox go up 2-0. Now later in the inning, 2 on and 2 gone for Paul Konerko. And Konerko rips the single through the hole at short. Scott Podsednik scores, and the Sox are up 3-0. Your next batter is A.J. Brzezinski, and Brzezinski comes up with a little single to right center field that scores Iguchi. Sox up 4-0, and that was more than enough for Freddie Garcia. Bottom of the 7th, they're up 4-1. Todd Hollinsworth facing Garcia, gets him to chase. A nasty sinker in the dirt, so the Sox go on to win it 5-1. The first
bullpen session on Wednesday, trying to come back from some dicey scenarios. Strikes out Aaron Rowan, Juan Uribe, and Jose Contreras. Zambrano, a no-hitter through 5 2/3 in the 6th. Paul Konerko. And the no-hitter is Chigon. Singles. Zambrano allowed just 1 hit in 7. He struck out 8. Cubs bullpen. Allowed 3 earned runs in the last 24 innings. They've been settling down nicely. Michael Wirtz on in the 8th. Konerko first and third with 2 out. Singles to drive in Scott Podsednik and Aaron Rowan. And the White Sox take a 2-1 lead. It's a 4-run White Sox 8th. 9th inning, LaTroy Hawkins facing Jermaine Dye. Remember how well we said the Cub bullpen had been doing? Well, not so much. His 8th. Cubs bullpen allowed 5 earned in 1 2/3. The White Sox win 5-3, but they are getting ready to put El Duque on the 15-day DL with a sore shoulder muscle. 5 earned in 1 2/3 for the Cub relievers. Yeah, they throw it.
I want a complete game. He saw him. He's like, hey, hold on, I'm throwing a full game.
Brandon McCarthy's making his Major League debut, and guys are moving all over the place. Derek Lee was running on the pitch. Burnitz double to right. Lee heading around second. And the brakes were on at third. Juan Uribe.
Hey, you can never, I don't care if you're from the same city, you don't ever listen to those middle infielders, the biggest liars.
That's not right.
I think he thought it was a foul ball, too.
That's not right. He couldn't have been.
Those middle infielders, the biggest liars in all of baseball.
Look at Jason Dubois. His 5th. Cubs lead at 4-2.
Wow. They needed some power. Maybe he's going to provide it. 5 already.
9th inning, Pryor looking for a complete game. Konerko, hold on a second. Seats.
That's all right. That's an all-star. That's an all-star that he gave that up to.
Cubs up 4-3. Jermaine Dye's playing like an all-star too, but he gets struck out, and Pryor showing some...
Orlando Cabrera to left. Will it drop? Timo Perez going to throw it into third, and Joe Caridi can't handle it. Dallas McPherson slides in. Cabrera to second. He was 3 for 4. So it's second and third for the next hitter, Adam Kennedy. And Kennedy comes through. Doubles to left center. It'll score both runs. 2-0 Angels. Garland allowed 3 runs on 11 hits in 7. The pitching story here, Irvin Santana making his 2nd major league start. If you don't have him in your fantasy league, get him today. May 17th, his major league debut. He pitched for the cycle. The home run to Ben Broussard against the Indians in Cleveland. First 4 batters. Single, double, triple, and home run. In the 7th Monday, oh, he was lights out. Cade Perez, he struck out 7 in the game. Top 9, A.J. Przinsky. Irvin Santana, the 5-hit shutout in his 2nd major league start. Angels beat the White Sox 4-0.
Burley looking for win number 8 on the season. Facing Joe Creedy. Pops him up to third in a tie game, bottom of the 9th inning with runners at first and second. He twirled himself a gem. Got nothing to show for it. Next batter Juan Rivera. Grounded to first. Konerko can't come up with it, but Burley covers. So Burley goes 9, gives up only 4 hits, the no decision as they head to extra innings. In the top of the 11th, 2 out, runner on third, Esteban Yan, facing Iguchi, who doubles to the wall in left center. Creedy scores. White Sox win it 2-1. Damaso Marte gets the win despite Burley doing most of the heavy lifting.
His last 2 starts against the Pale Hose, well, this one didn't start well for him. Top of the first with first and second. Paul Konerko, 3-run shot, his 12th of the season. Bottom of the 7th, Freddie Garcia is dealing on the mound. Runner on third. And Jose Molina strikes out swinging to end the 7th. Bottom of the 8th, runner on third. 4-2 game, 2 down. Garcia gets Jeff Devannon on the breaking ball. Scored a K in your scorebook. Bottom of the 9th, 4-2 White Sox, 2 down. But a runner on first, Dustin Hermanson in to close. Curtis Pride, will the ballpark hold it? It will, and so too will Aaron Rowan. Garcia gets the win, 8 strong innings, no complete game for Washburn. He takes the loss, 6 2/3, 7 hits.
And then Lackey is wild. Bounce back right to Benji Molina. The high throw to Lackey, and Tadahito Iguchi is called out at the plate. Take another look, very close. Lackey also pitched 7 solid innings, allowing 2 runs and 6 hits. Tie game at 1. Bottom 7, now 2-1. White Sox, Dallas McPherson. The first pitch from Jose Contreras, and it's over the wall. McPherson's first RBIs in 15 games. It's his 2nd home run, and the Angels stun the White Sox 3-2.
He's all rookies in ERA. He's 2nd in strikeouts. Gets Carl Everett in the first. He allowed just 1 run on 6 hits and 8. He struck out 5. Bottom 2, rookie Brandon McCarthy facing Alfonso Soriano. Soriano's 13th. He was 3 for 4, 2-0 Rangers in the 5th. How about Soriano one more time? Yard. His 2nd of the game, 14th of the year, 6-0 Texas. McCarthy sent down to AAA after the game. Thanks for playing. Top 9, Timo Perez, the tying run on deck. down the left field line. Kevin Mensch saves the game. Rangers win 6-2. Texas has won 7 straight.
Will do for you. It'll win you ball games. Texas down 3-1, 2 on for Mark Teixeira. Teixeira grounds to short, but hustling, he beats it out to avoid the double play as DeLucci scores. Next batter, Hank Blaylock. Lines one into right. Jermaine Dye makes a great leaping catch to rob Blaylock of the hit that would have ended the inning had Teixeira not hustled. But the inning continues. 2 batters later, 2 on for Kevin Mensch, and Mensch munched it. Deep to left, wrapped it around the foul pole, his 8th of the year, and Texas takes a 5-3 lead. Look at the body English here, Stu.
Get it?
Fair. Stay fair.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 8th. 8-4, 2 on for Teixeira, who takes Shingo Takatsu deep to right. That's his 13th. The Rangers up big. Next batter, Hank Blaylock. You guessed it. Deep to right, gone, his 9th. Dye ain't robbing him this time. Rangers up 12-4, and that's how it finishes. So the Rangers get the job done big time.
Ozzy's letting him complete it if he can.
Base hit up the middle, tying run aboard.
Now you got to get Hermanson in the ball game. I don't think you leave your pitcher in after he's pitched this well of a ball game and leave him in a position where he has a chance to lose. Well, I think if you're going to get your closer up in the ball game, you got to put him in. If I'm Hermanson, I'm not happy. Just telling you.
Oh, line drive, base hit right field. Dye will pick it up, 2 aboard.
Now you can't bring him in because you got a left-handed hitter at the plate. Pennants are won and lost at the end of the ball game, gentlemen.
They're going to bring in Marte. Here comes Ozzy.
That's the winning run at first base, or the go-ahead run at first base, who Burley should have never faced to start with.
The 1-2. Iguchi gets away from him, and everybody's going to be safe. How do you like that?
We shouldn't even be talking about bases loaded right now. What we should be talking about is Dustin Hermanson giving high fives right now after 3 consecutive outs.
Bases loaded for Rob Quinlan, who lines a base hit to right field. 1 run is in. That's the tying run. They'll hold Devannon at 3rd, and this one is tied at 3-3. Goodness.
This club may have the best record in baseball, but this is bad managing today. Got to be kidding me. This game should have been over.
In the dirt, ball 4. He walked in a run. Wow. It has just come apart on the White Sox here in the 9th.
Well, Burley said afterward he was surprised he even went back out there to start the 9th in the first place. We go to the bottom 9. Timo Perez against Scott Shields drives in 2. Perez, a replacement for Frank Thomas, the big hurt, who left in the 7th with a strained hip flexor in his first game back. And despite the top of the 9th histrionic
7 starts, he's dealing to Aaron Rowand, who has been rather warm. Knocked right. Taniguchi would score. White Sox on top 2-1. Here is Joe Creedy logging on, and he is part of the Gone Network. Creedy's 5th home run of the season. White Sox up 4-2. Top 8. 4-3 game. Angels down 1. Garrett Anderson. Anderson, who had homered earlier in the game, driving in Darren Erstad. We are tied at 4. Bottom 9, Jermaine Dye at the plate.
That ball hit way back. Stretch. Get up. And where you can. Put it on the board. Yes!
And the White Sox put a walk-off win on the board for the 2nd straight day against the Angels. 5-4 is the final there.
Out.
Well, he sends it a long way down the line, but it's curving foul.
Chicago almost did it again. Another walk-off winner, but no. Another chance for Uribe. 2 outs, 2-2 count. K-Rod takes care of business, and the Angels avoid the sweep. Dallas McPherson up.
How would he fare Friday? Top of the 2nd, 4-0. Chicago. El Duque facing Ben Broussard. Dosed him with a little off-speed stuff. 3 batters later, he doses Alex Cora. 2 hit batters in the inning for El Duque, but there would be more to come. Top of the 3rd, he hits Travis Hafner on the knee. Hafner's 28th birthday. Happy birthday. Top of the 5th, game tied at 4. El Duque facing Hafner again, and guess what? Touches him up again.
How's the control?
Wow. Well, 4 hit batters in a game. First since Victor Zambrano did that back in July of 2003. Bottom of the 5th, Sox up 5-4. Jermaine Dye with the single up the middle off Jake Westbrook. Paul Konerko scores. And the White Sox win at 6-4. You know they haven't lost a home series all season? It's a quality at bat.
There it is. On pitch 11, solo home run is 14th. White Sox lead 4-2. All John Garland would need. Coco Crisp. He gone. Garland allowed 4 runs on 9 hits in 6 2/3. Joins Don Trell as the Majors' 9-game winners. White Sox win 6-5.
On the season. Top of the 4th, scoreless game, man on, and Coco Crisp with a 2-run homer to left field. Indians leading 2-0. It was going to be tight. CC Sabathia started for Cleveland. They moved to the 10th. Tied at 3. Damaso Marte now on. Pitching to Travis Hafner. And Hafner with a solo job to right center field, and the Indians take the lead at 4-3. Hafner's 6th of the year. But in the bottom half of the inning, this is Frank Thomas. And they haven't seen him hurt one like this since June 22nd of 2004 with all the injuries. His first home run since then, and it just hits the top of the wall and crawls over, but he gets it done. 2 batters later, Carl Everett, fly ball, high, deep to right, just foul. But take another look at it. He does the Carlton Fisk. He's trying to will it in, waving the hands, and catches Jim Reynolds right in the face.
Nice.
Reynolds makes sure his nose is still in the same place. Yeah, it's still there. You're all right. You still smell. Top of the 12th, tied at 4. 2 on. Nobody out. Victor Martinez with a bunt. Dustin Hermanson fields, throws wide of third. So Grady Sizemore scores. The Indians take a 5-4 lead. They win it.
Bench coach, manager Clint Hurdle, spending time with his sick daughter. Top 1, Paul Konerko off Joe Kennedy, his 15th. 2-run shot. Owns Kennedy. 8 for 12 lifetime against him. 2-0 Chicago. Freddie Garcia owns the Rockies. Owns. And here we go. Count them. Helton goes down. Preston Wilson goes down. That's 8 in a row. Next up, Brad Hawk. That's 9 in a row. 103 pitches for Garcia. 67 strikes. Kennedy grounds back to him. That's 13 in a row. Looks like we finally found somebody that could pitch at Coors Field. Bottom 7, Wilson. That's 17 in a row. Hop again. Garcia allowed 3 runs on only 2 hits in 8. He struck out 10 and retired 22 in a row. The White Sox win 9-3. Chicago White Sox 38-19. That's
Aaron Atkins facing Jose Contreras. Atkins. Now Aaron Rowan is going to field it right off the wall. It's ruled a double off the wall. A run scores, but hold on. Rockies bench coach Jamie Quirk, filling in for manager Clint Hurdle, thinks it was a homer. He has a chat. Tough to tell. Take a look. Pay attention, Steve. Ball looks like it may have hit the railing and bounced back into the field to play. Umpires discuss. The ruling on the field stands. Atkins stays at second. Bottom 5 still 2-1. Desi Relaford against Contreras. Paul Konerko, his throw to the glove to Contreras. It can't make the play. I need to see this again.
Oh, we can do that.
All right. Relaford makes the play. Ball gets stuck in the webbing of Konerko's glove. He needs a new...
Joe Mitre there, the pitcher, drives in a run for the Cubs 2-0. White Sox Rockies, Frank Thomas. That's deep, gone, can't catch it, all those things. Touch all 4 bases. White Sox win again.
Padres have scored just 4 runs in their last 39 innings, and they're now down 2-0. John Garland, the 2-out base knock off Woody Williams. First career RBI. Juan Uribe scores. Ramon Hernandez throws out Joe Creedy at third. Garland, 11-2 in his last 13 starts dating back to last season, looking to become the first 10-game winner in the AL this season. Bottom 2, Hernandez at the back. How many times do we show a guy throwing a guy out of third and then hitting into a 4-6-3 double play? Well, whenever we edit that way. Bottom 4, Ryan Klesko at the bat, and Garland strikes him out. A.J. Przinsky throws out Jeff Blum trying to steal seconds. That's a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Bottom 7, now 3-1 Chicago. Padres threatening, though. Khalil Green lines to center. Aaron Rowan. Well, he had his 13-game hitting streak stopped when he went 0 for 4, but we get 2 looks at that. He robs Green. The White Sox win 4-2. Garland becomes the AL's first 10-game.
Third, Padres down 1-0. Damian Jackson back to the mound. Burley says, give me that. And he throws Jackson out from his knees. We go to the 9th now. Padres still down 1-0. Dustin Hermanson facing Ramon Hernandez with 1 out. And Hernandez is not ready to go home yet. Solo shot his 7th of the season, game tied at 1. Hermanson's first blown save in 16 chances this season. But it would get worse. 3 batters later, bases loaded for Damian Jackson. Infield in, White Sox out. Sean Burrows scores the winning run. It's time to bounce in San Diego.
Out on the face, Konerko, little flare into right. Carl Everett's going to score. And the White Sox back within 1. Top of the 8th, line break is out. Aki Otsuka is in, strikeout, and intentionally walks Timo Perez, so we're loaded. And here comes number 5, Juan Uribe.
I used to feel cool when I got intentionally walked.
You did?
Yeah, because, you know, little guys don't get that.
How do you think the guy behind you felt?
He felt like home, brother.
Otsuka walks Uribe.
He's thinking, I'm getting sent down tomorrow.
Tied at 5. Paul Konerko.
That ain't right.
That's Aaron Rowan, I should say. He leaves the building. And Aaron.
Chris Snyder goes deep off him for his third. Contreras gets tattooed, and it was painful. 2-0 Arizona. Then Luis Gonzalez, he's been lifting. Second homer of the inning. Gonzalez's 10th, 6-0. Next batter, Troy Gloss, his 15th. The 11th time in Arizona history, they've hit 3 homers in 1 inning. Can we take a look how this is happening? Okay, Chris Widger setting up for the pitch outside. Instead, Contreras leaves it over the plate, and then on Gloss, Widger sets up for the outside corner. Instead, Contreras leaves it over the plate. D-backs White Sox, Troy Gloss, he's been lifting. 3 for 4, 4 RBI. Arizona beating Chicago by the score of 10-4. Gloss's 16th home run.
Home starts. Top 5 D-backs up 3-1. Tony Clark up with 2 on and 1 gone. His 11th of the season, 6-1 Diamondbacks. Garland 6 earned runs, 6 hits in 6 innings. So to get that 11th win, he's going to need some help from his boys. They looked out for him. Bottom 6, 6-2 D-backs. Frank Thomas up. The big hurt. Putting the hurt on Russ Ortiz. Solo shot. We're going to need the run counter. That's 1 in. It's 6-3 D-backs. Later in the inning, 2 on for A.J. Przinsky over to Royce Clayton, who said he should have gone with his first instinct and thrown home. Instead, he overthrew second. Aaron Rowan scores. We got 3 runs in. It's 6-5 D-backs. Next batter, Joe Creedy over to Clayton, and his instinct told him just to hold on to this one. So we got 4 runs in the inning. Fielder's choice ruled on that play. So they were tied at 6. Later in the inning, Juan Uribe at bat. That one's out of there. Uribe's 5th of the season. The run counter up to 7 now. It's 9-6 White Sox. Later on in the inning, Paul Konerko. How about 3 more? Number 17 on the season for Konerko. White Sox get 10 in the 6th, and they go on to win at 12-6. It was their biggest inning. Workhorse, he's been a thoroughbred. Top 1st, he gets Antonio Perez looking. He struck out 6. Top 2nd, Jason Worth. Just look. Bottom 7, 1 man on, 4-0 White Sox. Frank Thomas putting the hurt on Giovanni Carrara. 2-run shot. Thomas's 5th home run of the season. 5 of his 8 hits are home runs. Oz again says, good, we don't have to watch him run the bases. Top 9, Burley finishing up the shutout. Complete game, 8 hits, 6 Ks. His 6th career shutout.
He's Brazoban in. Eric Gagne's on the DL. Brazoban has very good numbers this year, but he can't close the deal here. Aaron Rowan singles home Willie Harris. We are tied at 3. Next batter, A.J. Przinsky. Go! We got to go to extra innings. But wait, Hee-Seop Choi is no KJ Choi. He can't reach it. So A.J. has new life.
That ball hit deep into left center field. Stretch way back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes!
He gone, it gone. An amazing 2-out rally. And the White Sox beat the Dodgers.
Frank Thomas. You know, 6 of his first 9 hits have been homers. The White Sox are up 4-1. Also going deep in this one for Chicago, Paul Konerko and Jermaine Dye. Top 6, Royals down 8-6. John Buck. Buck in the box. Buck. Pause for drama. Loves that pitch. Goes opposite way. Buck, the 8th place hitter in this lineup. 6th home run of the year. Next batter. Don't tell me. Back-to-back jacks. This time, Ruben Gotay. Gotay's 5th. We're tied at 8. Same score. Bottom 6. Bags full. They need a big hit to Chicago, and A.J. provides. A.J. Przinsky. That'll work. 2 runners score on that pop-up that dropped in. The White Sox actually...
Terrence Long at bat. Long with a grounder to second. Kataguchi. Great diving stop with the toss to first. A top play nominee. Bottom of the 6th, Sox leading 3-0. 2 on for Joe Creedy. Drives one out to left. Terrence Long goes home. Jermaine Dye in there, and he's safe. The White Sox lead 4-0. They go on to win.
He gone. Top 3, McEwing again, and yes, he went. Burley looking to win his career high 8th straight decision. Yes, he did. Bottom 5, Carl Everett. Put this on the board. 3-run shot is 10th. Everett with 15 RBIs in his last 11 games. It's 5-0 Chicago. Top 6, back to Burley. Gets David DeJesus to ground into the inning-ending 4-6-3. Burley allowed no earned runs on only 5 hits in 8. Look good again. What else is new? Like here. Brings up Joe McEwen. He struck out 6. White Sox win their 7th straight. Chicago now bottom 1. Hurt so good. Off Sergio Mitre. Frank Thomas' 7th of the year. 1-0 White Sox. His 443rd career home run passes Dave Kingman for 29th all time. Bottom 3, they're loaded. Mitre wild pitch. Scott Fitzsimmons scores 3-1 White Sox. Top 5, Freddie Garcia had it going. Gets Michael Barrett for 1 out after he retired. Todd Hollandsworthy gets Jason Du Bois. Garcia went 7, allowed just a 1 run on 3 hits. He struck out 8. Bottom 5, A.J. Przinsky. So happy to not be a Giant. His 11th of the season. That ties a career high. White Sox win 12-2. They've won 8 straight baseball games. First for Aramis Ramirez, and he unloads on Jose Contreras on his 27th birthday. Happy birthday to me, a grand slam. The home run is 17th of the year. Bottom 2, White Sox down 4-1. Greg Maddux, Jermaine Dye. The second half of back-to-back jacks for the Pale Hose following a Carl Everett shot. Dye's 15th home run. White Sox back within 2. 2 batters later, Joe Creedy. To left, Todd Hollandsworth with a tremendous catch. Taking a home run away from Creedy. Another look. This behind Maddux, who allowed 2 runs on 5 hits in 6, his 312th career win.
They go 13-2. Early on, his stuff is working. Gets Jeremy Burnitz there. He was 0 for 4. Ramirez down. Now the Pryor. And he's used to this kind of success when coming off a DL. Those impressive numbers in a moment. He gets Aaron Rowan here. Top of 4, here comes Derek Lee. Look at this, 543 double play. Garland, Pryor, both pitching well.
Rare occurrence with Derek Lee. Usually drives in the run.
Outside corner cheese. There's a breaking ball. It was 9 degrees and sunny in Chicago. Well, a beautiful day to pitch. Both pitchers pitching well and getting help. Pablo Ozuna gets the force out and a Web Gem nominee. All right, top of 6, Corey Patterson in the house. Corey Patterson out of the house. That was a decent breaking ball.
Yeah, they got it down and in, though. That's usually the nitro zone to most lefties. Wanted to get that pitch away.
And then back to Pryor in the 6th. Off his glove, Todd Walker makes the play.
On in the 6th, Burley strikes out Pudge Rodriguez. Burley goes 6 2/3, now at 44 straight starts, pitching at least 6 innings. To the 9th, bottom 9-2-1 game, Pudge Rodriguez. It's deep. Is it deep enough? No, he's going to have the triple, said Pudge later. The ball was hit hard enough to go out in any park but here. So your tying run is at 3rd. 2 outs later, Pudge still at 3rd, Chris Shelton. Not going to work. White Sox hang on. Burley wins his 10th, said Alan Travel. Typical White Sox game. They win the close ones. To cool off. No, they don't tie game. Scott Fitzsimmons could have had 3 hits, had to settle for 2 thanks to Brandon Inge robbing him. Take another look. Inge also had 2 hits. It's a top play nominee. He started at 3rd and moved to left late in the game. Pudge goes down swinging against Cliff Polite. Next batter, Craig Monroe. The bags were full at the time in the bottom of the 8th. And they blow the opportunity because that's a 6-3 double play. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Same score, 2 out. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. For Placido Polanco. Polanco on the ground. Juan Uribe, great throw to get him out. That's a top play nominee. Uribe also went 2 for 5. Top 10, no out. Joe Creedy at the plate. Are you kidding me? Not again. Brandon Inge. Another spectacular grab. This is only Inge's 8th career game in left field. Top of the 13th, Frank Thomas. And Thomas books his own travel, put the White Sox ahead 4-3. He passes Luke Appling for most runs scored by a White Sox. 2 out, bags full, bottom 13, Polanco on the ground. White Sox do it again. They are now 22-8 in single-run games. Detroit's Chris Shelton did have a career-high 4 hits in the loss.
Beaten in 7 starts, bottom 1 rings up Craig Monroe. He gone. Bottom 2, Brandon Inge. Top 5, little offensive support from Joe Creedy, and put this on the board. Off Mike Maroth, 3-run shot, his 11th. Maroth allowed 5 runs on 6 hits in 7. Here's another one for the board. Carl Everett in the 6th. The 2-run shot is 12. 5-1 Chicago, and that was plenty for Garcia. Bottom 9, Omar Infante. To center, Aaron Rowan. Freddie Garcia with a 5-hitter, struck out 8. His first complete game of the season. White Sox 4, Jason Kendall up there. Jose Contreras, wild pitch. Bobby Kilty scores, and we are tied at 2. Then in the 5th, they're loaded for Nick Swisher. Kevin Walker walks Swisher. Bobby Crosby scores. A's up 3-2. They're not exactly killing the ball here, but, you know, they're getting some wild pitches, some walks, and how about another walk? Luis Vizcaíno walks Marco Scutaro. Former Red Sox great Scott Hatterberg scores, and the A's win their
game winner. 2-0 game. Aaron Rowan. Foul ground. The ball boy, a wild dive for it and misses. It's a top play nominee. Yes, we have the power to give ball boys and make them a top play nominee. The A's show them some love for the effort. I think so, man. Tie game, 2-2. Garland facing Mark Ellis. Joe Creedy, beautiful pick, and he turns the double play. Creedy also went 2 for 3 with 2 RBI. Here's why. Creedy, liftoff. Puts the White Sox ahead 4-3, where they would stay to help John Garland become the major's first 13-game winner. It's a career high for him, and Oakland's win streak snaps at 8.
Starts. Zito against Frank Thomas in the 4th. That's a bomb pop. Smoked by the Big Hurt. 9 of Thomas' 14 hits this season have been home runs. Top 6, 2-0 White Sox. Zito against Thomas again with 2 strikes. The hook will bring you back. That's 1 for Thomas. That's 1 for Zito. Watch it again as we track the parabola. Wow. Watch it one more time. Thomas couldn't figure it out the first time. Maybe you can after 3 looks. Zito, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts in 8. 6th inning. Mark Burley against Eric Burns. Comebacker to Burley, but the throw is into left center field, which is not where you want it. Eric Chavez scores 2-1 Sox. Still in the 6th, 2-2. Jason Kendall up. Single due to rain.
Bottom of the 1st, finally. White Sox up 1-0 and a base loader for Jermaine Dye. Waited all that time. Well worth it. A grand slam. 18th home run of the season for him. Bottom of the 5th, it's a 6-5 game. Base loaded again for Dye. This time it's just a 2-run RBI single. The White Sox will have the best record in the majors on July 4th.
2-1 Mark Hendrickson against Juan Uribe. Bouncer to Jorge Cantu. Cantu cannot. He loses his footing. Jermaine Dye scores, ties it up at 2. But Devil Rays have had a devil of a time with the 8th inning in particular, in which they've been outscored by 60 this season. And here comes the 8th. D-Rays up a run. Scott Pasednik against Lance Carter. 2nd pitch of the inning, deep to left field. It'll go over Carl Crawford's head. A double for Pasednik, and Lou's feeling it. He's seen this before. Tadahito Iguchi on the 4th pitch of the inning. Lines to right. Lou chomping away in disbelief. Next batter, Frank Thomas later. Deep to left, gone, 3-run poke. 10th homer of the year for him. It's another 8th inning disaster for the D-Rays. White Sox hang on to win it 6-4. Going up the middle. Pablo Ozuna goes to 3rd. Long inning for Fossum, allowed 6 earned on 11 hits in 6. So they're loaded now for Carl Everett. He goes to shallow center. Joey Gathright, well, you're a little too deep. But Sednik, Tadahito Iguchi score. White Sox up 3-1. Everett was 3 for 4. Bottom 5, Frank Thomas. Hurts so good. His 11th and 2nd 3-run home run in as many games. White Sox win 7-2. They complete the 3-game sweep. Jose Contreras gets his first win since
6 days ago. Top 3rd, 1-0 A's, 2-1 for Bobby Crosby facing Garland. And that's going to be trouble. Marco Scutaro scores 2-0 A's. Garland gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in the 3rd. Actually got outpitched by Kirk Sarloos in this ballgame. Bottom 4, 2-0 A's. Juan Uribe out with runners in the corners. Over to Dan Johnson. He touches first. The throw home not in time. Jermaine Dye beats it. Sox down 2-1. Top 5, same score. Runners on the corners for Crosby. And he's doing it again. Scutaro scores again. His 2nd double of the game for Crosby, and the A's with a 3-1 lead. Frank Thomas, 11 of his 18 hits this season have been home runs. Bottom 9, Sox down 4-2, 2 out, 1 on for Thomas, so he's the tying run, but Houston Street sets him down.
The A's, in fact, as far as Burley is concerned, that A should stand for Albatross. Not good against Oakland. And here we go in the 2nd. Eric Burns rips a double to left, scores Bobby Kilty, 1-0 Oakland. After a wild pitch and a walk to Nick Swisher, Keith Ginter, sharp grounded to 3rd. Pablo Ozuna could do nothing with it. Burns scores E5, 2-0 Oakland. Meanwhile, Zito was twirling. Oh, the hook will bring you back. Frank Thomas inning over in the 5th. Juan Uribe swinging and missing. Zito struck out 6, including Aaron Rowan with the game-tying run on 2nd.
Zito, 1 earned in 7 innings pitched. Back to Burley facing Mark Kotze. Big day for Kotze. Signed a 2-year, $15 million extension, then teed off. The A's immediately cash in on the investment. It's a 3-run shot. A's win it 10-1. Burley now 10-3. 2 of those losses to the A's this week.
3-game set for the first time this season. Eric Chavez. Now, Carl Everett is just going to play this perfectly into the stands, and he makes the catch. Everett also went 2 for 4 with 2 RBI.
He's a man of the people.
Bottom 9, now 8-6 A's, Houston Street against Paul Konerko. Right off the foul pole for his 20th home run of the year. A career high 5 hits for Konerko. Street facing A.J. Pierzynski. Street gets him. Pierzynski throws his bat. Marty Foster, the ump, ejects him right away. Ozzie Guillen argues, but to no avail. 2 out, Timo Perez pinch hitting against Street. Timo! That'll bring in Willie Harris to tie up this game at 8. Street blows the save, and we're going to extras. Top 11 now. Nick Swisher for Oakland up against Luis Vizcaino, and Swisher. No better time for his 12th double of the year. Over the head of Perez, Chavez scores, and Dan Johnson is coming around. He's thrown out at home, but the A's get the lead 9-8. Bottom 11, Jermaine Dye pinch running on first, 2 out. Dye swipes second. Close play, but umpire Dana DeMuth calls him safe. Later in the at-bat, Street still on the mound facing Aaron Rowan. Rowan on the ground, and the Gold Glover, Chavez. Great stop, completes the play, helping the A's win for the 13th time in their last
season. Bottom 5, 1-0 White Sox. Man on second, Aaron Boone. Well hit, but Juan Uribe with a diving catch. Give me that. You'll see him later on in the show. Bottom 6, Travis Hafner up. That's pretty well hit. Scott Podsednik says, where is it? But Aaron Rowan says, don't worry, dog, I got your back. And he had no idea, but that's just good teamwork. Bottom 7, Jose Contreras facing Johnny Peralta. Strike 3 looking. Contreras, 7 innings worked, 7 Ks, no earned runs. Bottom 9, Dustin Hermanson facing Ron Belliard with a man on. And that's not going to do any damage. White Sox improved to 2 strikes. That would have been strike 3, but Victor Martinez lets the ball get away from him. Everett safe at first, and the inning continues. 2 batters later, Aaron Rowan up. And when you know it, it drops. Paul Konerko and Everett scored 3-0 White Sox. It would add a 4th run in an inning that should have been scoreless. Sabathia like, thanks, guys. Now how about some Ozzie ball? Top 6, 4-1 White Sox, 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Pablo Osuna takes off for second base. Martinez not having a good night. His throw in the center. Chris Widger scores. Osuna on to 3rd. He also had 4 hits, 5-1 Sox. Next pitch, Tadahito Iguchi. Squeeze it. White Sox win it 7-1.
Pretty much guaranteed. But in the first, Burley up and in on Travis Hafner and hit him in the face. This is a sinker that sailed on Burley. Hafner having a terrific season, is actually the first batter Burley has hit all season long. Hafner went to the hospital with dizziness for observation. Indians tell us he'll be examined by a dentist. Top 2nd, from the Cleveland point of view, Burley's control issues demanded a response, so Jake Westbrook plunks Jermaine Dye. Everybody warned. Next batter after Dye strolls second, Joe Creedy doubles down the left field line. So hitting the batter cost them. Dye scores. White Sox up 1-0. Bottom 3rd, Burley back on his game. Josh Bard looking, freezing Grady Sizemore. He struck out 6 on the day, but in the 5th, trouble again. It's Casey Blake on the leg. Burley allowed to stay in the game. Amazingly, didn't walk a batter. Blake would later score. Burley hits his first 2 batters all season. 9th inning after a 30-minute rain delay. 2 on, 2 out. Indians down 7-5. Coco Crisp representing the winning run at the plate. Damaso Marte gets him to ground out to short. That'll do it. Paul Konerko, nice scoop on the other end. White Sox hang on to 1/8, 1-7-5. They're up.
Baseball. Travis Hafner, one of the Indians' best defensive players, sitting out, hitting him out in Saturday's game. Meanwhile, offense, A.J. Pierzynski. Back, long home run. White Sox, his 12th of the season, 2-0. Cleveland runners in scoring position, 3 of 18 in this series. The Chicago starters have been great. And John Garland was outstanding on Sunday against Peralta, against Ronnie Belliard. Garland becomes the first 14-game winner in the American League. A 4-game sweep by the White Sox in Cleveland hadn't happened since 19...
Season came into the game in the 7th with a 3-run lead, making a 2-run lead. First pitch, Paul Konerko goes solo. Konerko 12 for 25 in his last 6 games. 4 batters later, it's Joe Creedy ordering the jack. 3-run shot, 423 feet. Sox take a 5-4 lead. Sperling gave up 3 homers and 5 earned in 1/3 pitch. Bottom 8, Franklin Herman can't get Frank Thomas out. That's out. 12 of his 22 hits this season have been homers. 7-5 Sox. Hey, Peter Gammons.
Omar Infante.
1-2.
Advantage Infante. 3-run shot for him. Gives the Tigers a 3-0 lead. 6th of the year for Infante. Same score, bottom second, 2 out. Jeremy Bonderman gets Carl Everett swinging. Then Aaron Rowan swinging. And just so you understand, A.J. Przinsky, you can sit down too. 5 Ks for Bonderman in the ballgame. Top 6, 2 out. Contreras facing Craig Monroe. Tigers already up 6-1. Here comes Pudge. Tigers up 7-1. 5 straight hits for Detroit. All 7 runs in the game scored with 2 outs. Bottom 8, Bonderman gets White Sox from Chicago. Top first, 1 out. Chris Shelton.
Deep.
Oh, Freddie Garcia not coming back.
Right
Shelton 3 for 5, 3 RBI. Tigers hold off a late rally and win at 8.
Mark Burley, who lasted 6, so he's gone in the 7th when David Ortiz hits it off Tadahito Iguchi's glove. Johnny Damon scores from second as the ball gets away. Ties it at 4. Sox would take the lead on a sacrifice fly. In the 8th, Kurt Schilling looking for his 2nd save. But Joe Creedy spoiling it. Double to right center. It'll bring in Aaron Rowan. Blown save number 1. Game tied at 5. Top 9, the dangerous Manny Ramirez. And this is not so dangerous. A harmless, or so it seemed, pop fly into foul territory. Joe Creedy dropped it. Took a stab at it, but didn't cover up with the offhand. 2 hands. Chicago had 3 errors, and they would pay. Next pitch, and you're so not catching that either. Creedy would say later, it is humbling. It was Ramirez's 26th home run. You can't give him second chances, so the Sox up 6-5. Bottom 9, Schilling still out there with 2 outs, full count on Carl Everett. But Aaron Rowan doesn't care because he absolutely owns Wakefield. 7 for 10, 3 homers in his career against Wakefield. That solo shot tied it at 1. Rowan 2 for 3 on the night. John Garland twirling for his 15th win of the season, but in a jam in the 5th. Runners on the corners against Johnny Damon, but he got him to pop out. He got Edgar Renteria to pop out. That's 2. David Ortiz will get better wood on it, but Rowan camps under it and eventually will squeeze it just before the track. Garland out of a bind. Top 6, Garland in a jam again. Runners on first and second. 2 out now. Bill Miller at the plate this time. And Garland again induces the harmless fly ball. Inning over. Garland went 6 2/3 and allowed just 2 earned runs. Bottom 6, 2 out now. Runners on the corners. Wakefield against A.J. Przinsky, and that's a little something for his people. 13th of the year is a 3-run shot. Sox win 8-4, and they split against Orlando Hernandez, and now he's made good contact. That's good for his 27th home run of the season to put the Red Sox up 2-0. Wade Miller pitching well on the road, but in a tad bit of trouble in the 3rd. Bases loaded with Paul Konerko up and 2 outs. But Miller gets Konerko to fly out and gets himself out of the jam. 5th inning now. Tadahito Iguchi up with 2 outs. That's a line drive off the curveball to left field. That's where Manny patrols. The other side of the Manny Ramirez coin, misplayed the ball. Iguchi ends up on second with a double, but Miller gets Carl Everett to strike out. Miller goes 7 scoreless. Kurt Schilling comes on to close it in the 9th, though he says he's ready to close that chapter of his career and return to the Boston rotation. In the 9th, Schilling allowed first 2 hitters to reach, but then gets Aaron Rowan to hit into a 1-4-3 double play. So 2 outs for Timo Perez, who puts a jolt into it. It turned out to be a low-voltage jolt. Ramirez makes the grab at the wall on the track. Schilling gets his 2nd save of the season. Red Sox win at 3-0. They've won 4 of 5. Miller gets his very first.
Against David Ortiz, I love it when you call me Big Poppy. Number 24 on the year. Sox lead quickly 1-0. Next batter, Manny Ramirez. Contreras bounces back quickly, and he dials high heat on a 3-2 pitch. Manny can't catch up to that. He pitched well, did Contreras. 5 2/3, 3 earned, 6 Ks. Bottom 1, Contreras gets some help from Paul Konerko. Runners on first and second. He rips one down the line and fair. Tadahito Iguchi and Carl Everett score, and the Sox lead this one 2-1. Bottom 2, tied at 2. Looking at Iguchi, it's about that time. Looks like it's going to be maybe a double. It gets up and out. White Sox 1 through 3 hitters, 8 for 12. 3 RBI, 5 runs to the 9th. Dustin Hermanson in, tying run at the plate in the form of Manny Ramirez. He rips a single to right. Johnny Damon comes flying around to score at 6-4. Story of this series for the Red Sox, stranded runners. They left 35 on base, 11 in this game. John Olerud, 2-on-2 out, full count. That's it, and that's all. Ball game. White Sox win it 6-4.
White Sox win again. They bang out 22 hits. They win 14-6. Jermaine Dye had 3 hits, but this is why he makes our top plays. Mike Sweeney's going to round the bases. He thinks it's gone. I think this is rude when players actually in the field show the ball right away.
He's up 5-0. Terrence Long, routine grounder, not so much. Tad Iguchi, who Ozzie Guillen called the MVP of the team, not on that play. Meanwhile, Royals All-Star Mike Sweeney rumored to be on the trading block and feeling just fine on this day. Out toward the fountain, 5th career home run off of Garland for Sweeney, and it's a 5-2 game. 8th inning we go. Same score and more sloppiness by the Sox. Long to first, Ross glowed. Can't handle the potential double play ball. So we have got runners at the corners. Your next batter would be Sweeney. Cliff Police serving it up.
Delivered to Sweeney down the left field line on his way back. And goodbye, home run, tie game.
Sweeney 3 for 7, 5 ribs. We're tied at 5. Bottom of the 13th, and Luis Vizcaíno to Emil Brown, and Brown is the hero. David DeHaze.
On second, running for third, they throw, and Sednick is safe, according to Judd. Look at it again. Lee Mazzelli comes out, and Sednick, he appears to be in there.
I would say safe.
Yeah, Mazzelli argues with the blue, and goodbye to you. Mazzelli's line, a third of an inning, no runs, no decision. All right, Larry Bigby perhaps trading places, mentioned in several trade rumors. Leonard Hernandez, I love your ball. Down he goes. Top third, Eric Berdard watching Paul Konerko, and we set up there and throw it in there. It's a game of inches, and preferably those inches should come from off the plate. Konerko, 3-run shot, his 23rd. 4-1 Sox on that one. Bottom 5, Sammy Sosa. That is not a home run. Miss off the plate, good things happen. Top 7, same score, Carl Everett. Jurassic Carl gives it a big rip. Carl going to need to keep that power up. It's Frank Thomas, likely done for the season. Fracture in his left foot. Everett in 5 of the season. Top second, 1-zip White Sox. Joe Creedy, comebacker, off Daniel Cabrera. Look at this again, not good. O's already with trouble on box in the second inning. There goes their pitcher. Leaves the game. X-rays, though, negative, which is good, but it did appear to go ouch. New Oriole in the third, Eric Burns, acquired Friday, doubles down the left field line. Off Jose Contreras. Brian Roberts scores. 4-2 Orioles. All right, so it's going good, right? Well, not so much. 6-4 Orioles. A.J. Przinsky turns that around off Chris Ray. A 3-run jack, his 15th of the year, and the Sox win at 9-6. The O's 51-52. They've lost 10.
There's no score. Bags full, 2 out. Jermaine Dye. One of his 2 hits, 3 RBI in this one. Iguchi and Carl Everett score 2-0 Chicago as the Central leaders keep rolling along. Next batter, Joe Creedy. Creedy, good contact, reaches down and gets it down the line for a double. Aaron Rowan and Dye score. Creedy 2 for 5. He's hitting .256. It's 4-0 Chicago. 2 batters later, Juan Uribe. That'll work. Creedy scores. Uribe 3 for 5. He's hitting .247. The White Sox score 5 runs with 2 out in the first. Miguel Tejada.
More playing time with Palmeiro out. Oh boy, top of the 6th, Cabrera hits Przinsky. And we're going to flash back to Sunday when Baltimore's Todd Williams hit Tadahito Iguchi with a pitch. Ozzie Guillen said, this is not Little League. Now back to the action on Monday. Mark Burley on the mound, 49 straight starts with at least 6 innings pitched. But guess what? That will end in the bottom of the 6th because he's tossed for hitting B.J. Surhoff. And by the reaction in the White Sox dugout, I think we know if it was on purpose or not. Top of the 8th, White Sox lead. Przinsky says, you got my back, I got yours. Ties Jason Varitek for the lead in home runs among catchers. And the White Sox are winners.
Play with 1 on and 1 gone. It's a team cycle. Somebody call the Discovery Channel. Garland, 6 innings of work, 13 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 Ks, his worst outing of the season. Bottom 4, Jermaine Dye facing Josh Towers. That's low and away. Called a strike. Ozzie Guillen watching his ace getting shelled, and that pitch enough to bring him out and he eventually got tossed by Jeff Nelson. Bottom 8, A.J. Przinsky facing Towers, and Przinsky hit by the pitch. Just inspired to Jermaine Dye. He gets hit, and things really starting to get testy. Russ Adams already 2 home runs in the game. John Atkins drills him. Both teams warned, and there's more to come in this series. Blue Jays win at 7-3. They quietly won 9 of 13.
7-1-6 in his last 3 starts against the Jays. In the first, bases loaded, 2 outs. Greg Zahn rips a double to the wall and right. Reed Johnson, Shea Hillebrand, Corey Koski, all coming around to score. Blue Jays go up 3-0. 8th inning. Sox down 4-3, 2 on 2 out. Jeff Barman gets Miguel Batista, and Batista got him swinging in the 9th. 2 outs, nobody on. Everett against Batista. Swing.
Season best in the bigs. Bottom 1. Have a day, Aaron Rowan. 3-run home run. It does get up and get out. His 8th of the year, and it is 4-0 Palehose. In the 5th, Carl Everett tries to avoid getting picked off. Oh,
it's like a Terrell Owens situation.
It's a groin. He would leave the game. Bottom 8, tied at 4. Tadahito Iguchi leaving the yard. His 9th. Sox up 5-4. In the 9th, Dustin Hermanson shutting it down.
He gone. He gone. He gone. What a job by.
Someone should have told Seattle starting pitcher Joel Pinheiro, don't be cruel. He hits Tadahito Iguchi in the helmet with the pitch. Take another look. The trainer would have to come out and make sure Iguchi isn't all shook up. Iguchi able to laugh it off and stay in the game. Top 6 tied at 2. Richie Sexton at bat with Raul Ibanez on first. Ibanez coming all the way around. He will working on Richie Sexton.
And down goes.
Then Adrian Beltre.
It hurts for a long time.
He too is going down.
The White Sox win, especially with Garland after his 16th win. Willie Bloomquist chases. Garland 7 1/3, 1 earned run. Uh-oh. How about Garland's glove work?
And the presence of mind to look to second first, and then look to first.
Second.
Yes.
Paul Konerko, yard. 27th home run of the year.
Yeah, Paulie's starting to get a little hot, isn't he?
27
long
hot.
ball.
White Sox up 2-1 in the 8th. Mariners down 2. Richard Sexton off Cliff Polite.
Got a great year, man.
Oh, Aaron Rowan. Just enough room to reel it in.
Not great enough, I guess.
A Web Gem nominee. Rich is in the wrong ballpark.
Facing his former team at Yankee Stadium for the first time. First batter he faces is Derek Jeter. Look at Aaron Rowan. Take another look. Rowan robbing Jeter of an extra base hit. That is definitely a top play nominee. Later in the first inning, Gary Sheffield on first with 2 out. Now Alex Rodriguez with a 2-run shot. He's got 18 home runs at Yankee Stadium. That is his AL leading 32nd of the year. Bottom 5, A-Rod this time goes opposite field, but he's going to be robbed by Jermaine Dye at the wall. Dye is trying to double up Sheffield at first. Now watch A-Rod, who's still lingering there. The ball just went off his foot. Remember last year's Game 6 ALCS versus Red Sox, and he took a swipe running to first at Bronson Arroyo's glove, using his, hands there, and maybe that's a bit of a stretch, which it was for his foot anyway. Bottom 7, Tony Womack batting, but watch Scott Pasednik go into the stands and make the grab. Take another look. When he goes in, he gets accidentally hit in the face, but great concentration, still makes the grab. So Mariano Rivera has converted 29 straight save opportunities. He's so impressive since blowing his first 2 saves this season, working on Aaron Rowan, and he gets him to end the game.
Yanks Paul Konerko about to make it 2-0 for Chicago, his 28th of the year. The starter, Sean Chacon, about to be a hard luck loser. Be his 17th loss in his last 19 decisions. Bottom of the 9th, Yankees last chance. Trailing 2-0. Alex Rodriguez ties Joe DiMaggio and Gary Sheffield franchise record most homers in a season at the stadium by a right-handed hitter with 19. So it's a 2-1 game. 3 batters later, Jorge Posada striking out with a runner on first. Next batter, Tino Martinez. With a pinch runner, Bubba Crosby on. Martinez base hit. Crosby's going to go all the way to third, so the tying run is 90 feet away. Bernie Williams getting ready to pinch hit. Dustin Hermanson called in a pitch for the White Sox. Bernie 5 for 6 career against Hermanson and hit it like a bullet.
9-1 on the road this year. Bottom 1, not getting help from Juan Uribe. It looked like it was going to be a long, long day for Juan Uribe. There, the throwing error. Then top of the second against Aaron Small, who was huge again for the Yankees. Struck him out 3 times, the 3rd time here in the 7th. Small, strong effort with Pavano hurting and Johnson hurting. To the 10th, and Juan Uribe, redemption against Mariano Rivera. To right center, Bernie can't get that. Jose Guillen said Uribe can't hit a guy who throws junk. Then he gets a triple against the toughest pitcher in baseball in a 1-1 game in the 10th. Scott Pisednik. It's not hit hard, but hard enough. Look at Uribe slide through the leg of Posada, who's trying to block the plate. It appears he grazes the plate before Posada grazes him. Bruce Fleming, good call, and the White Sox win again.
Number 98
has to turn and watch it fly off the bat of David Ortiz, his 27th. Boston up 6-5, swinging to win a 12th straight at home. Bottom 8 with 2 aboard. Ortiz abusing the Bobby Jenks offering, his 28th. Ortiz with his 100th homer as a Red Sox. Big Poppy 4 for 5, a career high 6 RBI. Red Sox up 9-5. Kurt Schilling coming on for the 9th. 2 outs, Tadahito Iguchi to left and gone. Iguchi's 11th home run of the season, and Chicago pulls within 3 after a Carl Everett single. Paul Konerko. Uh-oh. Konerko's 29th, and it is a 1-run game. Aaron Rowan steps in, and Schilling brings him up. Johnny Damon extends his hits.
Against Chicago, first inning. Well, you wouldn't know it there. He gets Tadahito Iguchi, 6 2/3, 2 earned, struck out 5, did Wakefield. John Garland going for win number 17, but you know what? Big Poppy not helping him out. That'll get Edgar Renteria to 3rd. Your next batter is Manny Ramirez.
15 RBIs in his last 37 at-bats.
That's productive.
That is productive.
Oh, but we're not done. Roberto Perugini right back up the box. 4 straight singles and a sac fly, and the Red Sox have a 4-0 lead. Bottom 6, it's Renteria slapping it opposite field.
He's starting to hit the other way again the second half. He wasn't doing it early on. Maybe the wall was bothering him. Now he's back to old El Nino.
And that knocks Garland right out of the game. It's 5-0. 9th inning now, 7-3 Sox. Kurt Schilling, Jermaine Dye, and this baseball will die. Out of the stadium.
Similar to yesterday, came in, gave up a couple of jacks, but still gets the job done.
He does. He comes back and gets Juan Uribe to end it. So 7-4 is your final.
Those White Sox, they're at Fenway taking on the Red Sox. Matt Clement, and a lot of Cubs fans telling you today, boy, we miss Matt Clement. Oh, and he got some help by Adam Stern. Web Gem nominee from Stern in the first inning as he stretches out. Top 3, White Sox got a 1-0 lead. 2 men on, Paul Konerko. Goodwood. That's down the line. Juan Uribe. How about Carl Everett's play lately?
He's been hot, but Konerko's also had a nice road trip, big home run in New York that kept him some momentum, that ball there.
Jermaine Dye, home run late in last night's loss by Chicago. Solo shot here is 23rd. It's 4-2. Jeff Blum in the 4th. This one into right field. Adam Stern this time had it. Couldn't hang on to it.
Well, you see the ball's being hit off Matt Clement, though. He's hanging the breaking ball a lot more than he was before. It was a lot sharper.
One thing the Cubs players will tell you, he's not throwing anywhere near as hard as he did last year.
Widger, center field wall. It's 5-2. It's been raining there. They've had a delay.
Lowe's facing Paul Konerko with a man on. That's well hit. Shannon Stewart says not well enough. Take another look at that up against the wall, doing his best, Torrey Hunter. Did I say Torrey Hunter? Bottom 5, Twins still up 4-0. White Sox threatening runners in 2nd and 3rd. Uribe with a base hit. Scores 1 run, but Lou Ford in for Torrey Hunter. Nails Joe Creedy at the plate. That ends the White Sox threat. Twins win at 4-2. With more pennants, Shannon Stewart came into the game in an 0-for-16 slump. Slump this. Michael Kadire coming around with a go-ahead run. Twins go up 5-4. They got 4 more in the inning, and the White Sox have their
top 5. Game tied at 1. John Garland to Derek Jeter. Jeter grounder up the middle. Tadahito Iguchi fields it. Long throw. Gets Jeter. Very nice play, but on a Tino scores. The Yanks go up 2-1. Show me a fact bar, please. Mike Mussina is 0-for-3 with an ERA approaching 9 in his last 3 starts at U.S. Cellular Field. 9!
I heard you.
Bottom 6, Ferris has more. Mussina not struggling. Look at him set up the bar, Jorge Posada for Carl Everett. Fastball, 1 away. Working the plate again, A.J. Przinsky. Jorge sets up inside, got him striking. 2 outs. And after a Jermaine Dye base hit, Aaron Rowan, Posada sets up the bar outside, so Mussina working all over the plate. Got him on the knuckle curve low and away. 7 innings.
White Sox have lost 6 in a row. Top 2, 2-2 count. Hideki Matsui. El Duque thinks he got him. Home plate umpire Larry Vanover thinks otherwise. They talk. World peace is not achieved. Matsui would pop out. Top 4, Gary Sheffield with 2 on. Orlando Hernandez obviously upset he didn't get the strike call there. Now, double play ball, this is really going to upset him. Hernandez throws it into center field. Derek Jeter scores, 1-0 Yankees. Hernandez committed his first 2 errors in 109 games and was also called for a balk. Next batter, Alex Rodriguez. Hernandez threw behind him in the second, got a warning. A-Rod pays him back with a double that scores 2. A-Rod 1 for 13 before that wrap. Yankees up 3. Hernandez is going to lose to his former team for the 2nd time this month. Sean Chacon struck out.
Against the White Sox in the 4th, looking good. He's up 1-0, but Tadahito Iguchi, like a slow pitch softball hitter, he's good to all fields. We're tied at 1. Next batter is Aaron Rowan.
Can't. No way.
Can.
Oh, boy.
Looked like an opposite field double.
Yeah, that's
to a home
like
run.
an inside-out fight one off to the seats and right. That's
2 in a row off Randy Johnson. He's never given up a homer 3 in a row in the same inning.
We got
until
here. Paul Konerko, hockey fan, with the hat trick. And the White Sox lead 3-1. First time Randy he has surrendered back-to-back home runs. And then later, Chris Widger.
That's 4 homers in 1 inning. He hadn't given up 4 homers in a game since 1999.
Gamblers used to watch Widger on the Cape League.
And the 2 guys...
26-1 his last 33 starts after the All-Star break. It was scoreless until Paul Konerko put a charge into 1, and then Shannon Stewart brought it down. Amazing catch. Stewart would leave the game with a strained left shoulder. Garcia still had a no-hitter in the 6th. Nick Punto, the drive. Jermaine Dye is there to keep Garcia's no-hitter alive. Dye shaken up. He'd remain in the game. Bottom of the 8th. No-hitter still alive until Jock Jones. Little bat flip. I think he knew it. Get out of town. His 18th. No-hitter over. Shutout over. Twins take a 1-0 lead. Top of the 9th. 2 down. Aaron Rowan is batting. He's facing Joe Nathan with a runner on first. Nathan gets Rowan. Freddie Garcia.
1 on, 1 out. Go for Everett. Carl Everett off Joe Mays. That's Everett's 19th of the year. Sox lead 2-0. Top 3. Everett's next at bat. Going to try it again. Different part of the yard. Here is Brent Abernathy, having none of it. A top play nominee. We've had a lot of people running into the wall in this series. Tuesday night, Shannon Stewart, a similar catch, robbing Paul Konerko. Stewart left the game day-to-day with a left shoulder injury. Abernathy was playing for Stewart, runs smack into the wall and holds on to make the catch. Remember, Jermaine Dye went crashing into a wall, too, in this series. Bottom 4, Martin Burley freezes Joe Mauer. Burley went 8, struck out 6. Here's Aaron Rowan in a 5-0 game and fouls it off the mask of Mike Redmond. Redmond, tough, stayed in there. Bottom 9, Nick Punto. Well, that's just impolite. Cliff Polite giving up the jack to Punto, his 3rd of the season. Now it's a 6-3 game. Burley a little concerned in the dugout. 6-4, Dustin Hermanson going for his 31st save. He is now 4th in the AL. It's against Michael Kadire. Fly to left. 6-4, White Sox get the win. Peter, what about the key guy for the Twins?
For a 17th win. Bottom 2nd, Garland facing Terry Tippie. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Base hit to left. Now listen, if you're calling for Michael Ryan, leave a message at the beep. He'll call you when he gets home. Out at the plate to end the inning. Tilo Perez, the strong throw. Strong tag by A.J. Przinsky. To the 9th. Twins trailing 1-0. Ryan hits it, goes off the glove, but diving Paul Konerko at first. Luis Rodriguez would score from first as Konerko dropped the relay. We're tied at 1. Now watch, Konerko and Ozzie Guillen will argue with first base umpire Marty Foster. The ball was foul. You take a look. Tough call from that angle. Konerko can't believe it. We're going to extras. Runner on 2nd for Pablo Ozuna. Puts down the bunt. The pitcher, Jesse Crane, throws to 3rd. Rodriguez is the third baseman, but Jeff Blum is called safe. Rodriguez misses tagging Blum's foot entirely. Laz Diaz gets the call right. You're my boy, Blue. Next batter, it's Perez. What a ball game he had. Base hit to left. That scores Blum. That's the game-winning hit, the game-winning run. White Sox win 2-1 afterwards. Twins.
White Sox Mariners 3-3 game, top 12, a lot of extra innings. Runner on second, everyday Eddie Guardado against Tadahito Iguchi. And look at Teddy swinging the mean stick. His 13th homer of the year breaks up that tie, and the White Sox win it 5-3.
All right, this is the one time of the week you don't want to appear in the top 10.
To Jermaine Dye, 4 for 26 career against Joel Pinheiro. It's a 2-run shot, his 23rd. Dye tied a career high with 4 hits, also had 2 stolen bags. Bottom 8, 4-2, Bobby Jenks. This pitch, 102 miles. Richie Sexson can't touch that. But you take a mile out, you go 101, and Richie's going to put some stick on it. Jamal Strong scores. Here comes Ichiro, round in third, and he is out. White Sox hold on to win it 4-3. They've won 5 of 6 after losing.
Go for the first time in a different jersey and welcome rudely, although here he gets Richie Sexson. Sexson out of the game with blurred vision in his right eye. Dave Hansen apparently was seeing the ball like a beach ball. Bottom second, it's 4-1 Mariners. Hansen, a shot off the glove of the second baseman in the right field. Ichiro scores 5-1. Bottom 5, it's Hansen again, and if you don't know, now you know. This ball is just pounded. His second of the year. Garcia leaves after 4 1/3, 11 hits, 8 earned. He said it was a nice day.
Number 5, White Sox and Rangers, Hank Blaylock.
Ball, third base, the leap by Blaylock from his back foot. Got him, what a play.
Nice play.
Gets Jermaine Dye as the two teams split a doubleheader. 6, he was cruising, but it all came to a screeching halt. Man on, Rangers down 2-1. Michael Young going deep. His 20th of the year puts the Rangers on top 3-2. For the second straight year, all 4 Texas starting infielders have hit at least 20 homers. The 1940 Red Sox, the only other team to do that even once. 3 batters later, still no one out. 1 on. Alfonso Soriano, a 2-run shot. His third.
Ball hit hard. Look at the play by Ozuna. The peg. Yes! Pablo down the third baseline, and the throw across to get Monroe a Web Gem nominee.
Gasolina right there.
Paul Konerko, exit stage left off Bonderman. A Larry Legend 33rd of the year, and it's 2-0. Craig Monroe in the 7th inning. John Garland fishing. Brandon Inge.
This is a dangerous club coming down the stretch because they've gone through that little lull period. Now they're starting to smell the playoffs and the end of the season. I think this club turns it on down the stretch.
Complete game for John Garland. The shutout.
9, top 5, Schilling of Boston down 1 before he gives that up to the number 9 hitter. Juan Uribe double scores Jeff Blum. Chicago up 2-0. Next batter is Scott Podsednik. Sacrifices have to be made, mister. Uribe moves to third. The next batter, Tadahito Iguchi. He's going to turn on the first pitch he sees, and you see what happens. Uribe scores on the suicide squeeze. Small ball has the Sox up 3. Top 6, Schilling threw a season-high 118 pitches. This one did not come back. Paul Konerko's 34. Chicago wins at 5-3, but here's Schilling at his best. He's agreed to pay for a family of 9 from New. He finds it against Jeremy Affelt, the bottom of the 7th solo job. Konerko's 35th. It's 6-3 for the Sox, who also got a yard shot from Juan Uribe. Top 9 now 6-5. Dustin Hermanson facing Terrence Long. Good game to watch. Orlando Hernandez picks up his first win since the end of July. 6-5. Sox, 6th straight win.
Scored 2 outs. Mike Wood loses this battle. I might even let you be a rifleman in my beloved Corps because we are locked and loaded and we are pulling the trigger. Konerko has got home runs in 4 straight games. And here, Emil Brown gets what seems to be a base hit tonight, but poor Mike Sweeney falls down, which means Jermaine Dye throws him out. Just your typical 9-6 force out. White Sox, and now the White Sox just aren't playing fair. J.P. Howell throws over to first. Pablo Ozuna steals home. One more look. Ozuna off and running, and he's Dirt McGirt, and he's also saved 2-0 Pale Hose. Top 6, Angel Baroa up with a man on. Royals down 1. You're not supposed to root for teams in this business. At this point, I'll say it. I want to see the Royals win games. How can you not? These poor guys, they've been through enough. It's 3-2, and Baroa goes big. Now Baroa goes small. Suicide squeeze brings in another run, and the Royals win for just the third time in 15 games this season. Sox and Yanks have to wait. The White Sox wearing green pinstripe jerseys and green caps to celebrate the halfway point to St. Patrick's Day, which is ridiculous. So is Paul Konerko. Bottom 5, we're tied at 4s, not anymore. Home run number 37 for Konerko. Ended his hit streak on Thursday night, 3 big knocks on Friday, 5-4 game. Top 7, Orlando Cabrera to Cliff Polite, and Carl Everett. That saves a run, and Cabrera can't believe it. Game remains tied at 5. Bottom 11, Juan Uribe up facing Brendan Donnelly. Aaron Rowan rounds 3rd. Juan Rivera's throw in time. Keeps the game alive. We stay tied. Top 12, Vlad Guerrero facing Dustin Hermanson. And if you throw it, Vlad will swing, and Vlad is posing. Flips the bat, takes his time. That would cost him because it stays in the yard. So Guerrero's got to turn on the jets, and he barely slides in safely with a double. Take one more look. Oh, don't pose, Vlad. Can't pose until you know it's out. Next batter is Benji Molina. He lays down the bunt. Jeff Blum only plays at first. And here comes Vlad. He's on his horse, and what a slide. Dirt McGirt doing his thing. It looks like, a bit like a drunk person falling down. But look, he's falling nicely and tags the dish. He is safe. Bottom 12, Francisco Rodriguez, untouchable. Ross Glode swinging. Tadahito Iguchi, he doesn't want to do it, but he does. Carl Everett, 0-2. That hook, you've got to lay off.
Bartolo Colon, Steve Finley in the 4th. He goes yard. His 10th, put that on the board. It's 3-2 LA of Anaheim. In the 5th inning, more Angels. Garrett Anderson. And that's out of here. A 3-run shot, number 14 for Anderson, and it's 6-2 Angels. Garland allowed 7 earned on 8 hits and 6. White Sox in danger of losing their 3rd straight. Bartolo Colon, meanwhile, looking for a league-leading 19th win, but in trouble in the 5th. Paul Konerko. To right, here comes Jeff DeVannen, ladies and gentlemen. He sticks the landing for a top play nominee. Next up, it's Carl Everett. Cologne is league-leading 19th win.
Of Oakland losing at Texas Sunday, trying to sweep the Sox in Chicago. Vlad Guerrero against Brandon McCarthy. Advantage Vlad in the top of the 8th, his 29th. Angels hit 3 home runs off Orlando Hernandez in the 1st inning, and they won it 6-1.
By the way, if the horse is any good. This is Terrence Long, and that's Juan Uribe, and that's a double play. So last week, Tuesday night, just didn't get any help. Royals already down 2-1. Lazy fly ball. Should be an easy out. Terrence Long, Emil Brown, Yo La Tenga. That means I got it. Nobody got it. A.J. Pierzynski scores. White Sox lead 3-1. Top 6, more trouble for the Royals. Scott Pasednik to short. Angel Baroa, can of corn. And he fielded it like it was a can of corn. Then he chucks it into the stands. Chico's bail bond style. Sox win it. Jose Contreras has won 5 straight starts. Fall off the map. Angel Baroa with the Royals down 9-8 and 2-1. A base hit off Dustin Hermanson. Emil Brown comes in to score, but when Jermaine Dye bobbles it, Mark Teahan comes roaring around to score. The Royals, who had lost 104 games in a row when they trailed after 8. Hey, you know what? It's nice to see smiles on the faces of those guys. They have had plenty to frown about, but that's also lost 5 out of the last 6 starts by Mark Burley. But here in the top of the 8th, the bases are loaded for Tadahito Iguchi, and looking at Iguchi, it's about that time to empty those bases with a clutch 2-out hit. And the White Sox come roaring back against the Royals, and it's 6-5 by the time it's all said and done. We move to the top of the 9th. The Royals now lead 7-5. Joe Creedy at the dish. Grounded to Angel Baroa, 3 for 4 at the plate, but that's his 21st error. And you know Royal fans are thinking, we have seen this movie before. I hate this stupid movie. But the next batter is Scott Pasednik, and it's a 4-3 double play, which means it's now on Paul Konerko. Try to start a rally. He's got a man on first. He had a 1-for-5 day, and this ain't the one. Breaks the bat right there. That's it, and that's all. Tadashi Ginn, if we continue to play like this.
Go to top of the first, Johan Santana facing Pablo Ozuna. Got him looking. Next batter, Tadahito Iguchi. May I help you? No thanks. I'm just looking. Back-to-back strikeouts. Next batter, Paul Konerko. And that's his 3rd strikeout. Santana with strikeout 13. Worked 8 innings, allowed 4 hits, and walked 2. Joe Nathan comes in to relieve Santana, who loaded the bases with no outs. 5-0 Twins. Carl Everett down swinging, so there's 1 out. Aaron Rowan, he's down. 2 out, bases still loaded. Next batter, Jermaine Dye.
Oh, he got Scotty Pasednik leaning.
at him with a nice little quick balk move.
Yeah, it's only a balk if it's called a balk. Tell that to Ozzie.
Oh, that's a balk. My Lord, what the heck is going on? Well, and then we have more controversy. Paul Konerko thinks it's a ball, but well, do two wrong calls make a right?
That's what he was saying right there.
Bottom three, Tad Iguchi.
It's a great play by Iguchi. He held the runner at third base and forced him to have to make a decision. Right there, that makes the play. And then Konerko comes up with the strong throw. If he's left-handed at first base, they don't have a play. Right-handed first baseman has a better angle.
They get Nick Punto at home in the fourth. A.J. Pierzynski, ouch.
A.J., you are with a different team now.
The former Twin having some yucks. Top 8, Jermaine.
Bat to the wrong dugout. That's what that was all about.
Jermaine Dye up the middle. Punto kicked it.
They could say he used to play for that team, but that still hurts. You get hit in the elbow. It's hard to tell where that bat's going to go.
In the ninth, not Dustin Hermanson, Bobby Jenks.
In the AL since April 27th. That's Jack Klugman's birthday. Tribe has won 5 straight. Take a 4-zip lead on this solo shot by Travis Hafner off Freddie Garcia in the 5th. His 27th, Sox in a big hole. Bottom 5, they begin to climb out of that hole.
Quincy on us.
Aaron Rowan leading off, liner to right off Kevin Millwood, and Casey Blake drops it. That's a 2-base error. Victor Martinez comes out to visit his pitcher and remind him that Joe Creedy's just missed a home run in his previous at-bat. Well, 2 batters later, it's Creedy, and he singles to center. Rowan scores from second, and it's a 4-1 game. Pitching coach Carl Willis visits his pitcher. Began this game with the AL's lowest ERA at 3.02. 2 batters later, Tadahito Iguchi singles to score Creedy, and then Iguchi advances to second on the throw. It's 4-2 Tribe. Well, catcher Martinez says, let me get out there and reiterate what we're doing here.
Dude, it's Jack Klugman's birthday.
Yeah. Respect. Millwood responds by getting Carl Everett to pop up and out, but Paul Konerko does his own thing. Doubles over the leaping Grady Sizemore. Scott Podsednik and Iguchi score, and the ball game is tied. Bottom 7, cousin Carl against Rafael Betancourt. Bartender, Jack Klugman. His 23rd. Sox down 4-zip. They're now up 5-4. Top 8, 2 on for Aaron Boone. He homered earlier. Singles on the 0-2 pitch from Bobby Jenks. Hafner scores. Game tied. Martinez scores. Indians lead. Hafner went 3 for 3 with 2 walks and 3 RBIs. Bottom 9, 7-5. 2 on for Konerko. Bob Wickman, ABC. Always be closing. His 44th save in 49 chances. The Sox have lost 8 of their last 11 now. The Tribe win it by a score of 7-5. So the lead, which was 5th, scored about 10 runs off him. Top 4, 2-2 Hafner Burley. Hafner came into this game just 3 for 17 career against him. Home run is 28th. Indians up 3-2. Top 5, tied at 3. Hafner again. He thinks he walks on the 3-0 pitch. It's called a strike. Next pitch, Hafner flies out to left.
To left field. Got it.
Went from walking to flying out. On his way back to the dugout, Hafner lets home plate umpire Paul Nauert know what he thinks about the call. An earmuff scenario. Victor Martinez would fly out to end the inning. Top 7, 4-3 innings. Hafner again, he doubles to right. Coco Crisp, who had 3 hit scores, and the Indians take a 5-3 lead. Bottom 7, 5-4. Aaron Rowan, bases loaded. Fly ball to right. That will score Paul Konerko from third. Now the Indians throw to third to try and get the tagging A.J. Pierzynski, but cutoff man Jose Hernandez throw. He throws it away. Pierzynski scores, and this is worth another look. Not for his stepping on home plate, but as he rounds third, he steps on the back of Aaron Boone. Chicago up 6-5. Top 8 still 6-5. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Chris. Juan Uribe. I strenuously object. Chicago gets out of the jam. Top play nominee. Top 9, Bobby Jenks on to close for the Sox, facing Victor Martinez with 1 out. And Martinez hits it deep to center, and that's where Rowan lives, but he needs longer arms. Johnny Peralta advances to third on the misplay. Next batter, Ronnie Belliard. He's grounded out to second, but Peralta scores, and this game is tied. Bottom 9. 2 outs. Bases loaded for Uribe. Maybe David Risky. Uribe flies out to right, and we go to extra innings. Bottom 10, Joe Creedy leading off the inning. This is my corn. You people are guests in my corn.
Hey! He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes! Joe Creedy.
Creedy's second home run of the game. The White Sox win it 7-6. Afterwards, Ozzie Guillen says,
Been pitching so well. Bottom 2 scoreless. Jermaine Dye at the plate. Grady Sizemore on the run, and Paul Konerko doesn't tag up from second. Harold, your thoughts on that?
He just got caught in a situation where he wasn't sure of the situation. He got halfway down. You got to just go stand at the bag. If it falls in, you go ahead and score one base at a time. These little things right now, this time of year, can be costly. And he knows it. Nobody knows it better than Paul.
Ozzie knew it. Konerko knew it. Indians next at bat. Casey Blake up, and Blake, he takes John Garland out of the yard. At one point this year, John Garland was 12-2. It's now 1-0. Indians. Blake's 23rd. Top 6, same score. Johnny Peralta at the dish. Runner at third, and Garland. It's a wild pitch, and in comes Sizemore, who can scoot. It's 2-0 Tribe. Top 8, it's Travis Hafner. At the plate, 2 on. Don Cooper makes a trip to the mound to talk to Garland. Damaso Marte ready in the pen. Guillen sticks with Garland. Harold, break down this at-bat and how the advantage went to the Tribe.
Well, this is one of those at-bats in the game when you say the game is over. We'll pick it up 0-2. Got him down, went up high, tried to put him away with the fastball. Didn't even spit. Look at how locked in Hafner is. Didn't even blink on the breaking ball right there. Oh, no! 2-2. I want that pitch. Well, it wasn't there, and you know what? When you miss it, he fouls off a little changeup, and then he's going to foul the fastball, and guess what's coming? Keep battling, young man. He's focused. Garland trying to throw strikes, making him swing.
Bye.
And you know what? He's hot. You're right. Bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye.
He had 2 home runs in this game. That's 29. He would get 30. He's also got 100 RBI now. And the Tribe has gone into Chicago and taken 2 out of 3.
In the AL Central, facing Johan Santana, an ERA under 1 against the Sox this season, gets Aaron Rowan in the bottom of the second. But rookie Brandon McCarthy matched Santana through 8, gets Terry Tiffey there, and runs were at a premium. Top 9, tied at 1 out. Runners on the corner. Matthew LeCroy pops it up. Rowan running in. Making the catch. Lou Ford cannot advance. 2 outs. Twins fail to get the run in. Next batter, Jock Jones. The chopper over the mound. Juan Uribe gets to it and throws Jones out at first. We are still tied. Bottom 9. Bases loaded. 1 out. Similar to the top half of the frame. Jermaine Dye popping it up to Michael Kadire in shallow right. And once again, the runner on third cannot advance. 2 outs. White Sox fail as well. Next batter, Juan Uribe. We had the bases loaded, and we should have won the game right there. That's what Ozzie Guillen said afterwards. Extra baseball in Chicago. Top 10. Justin Morneau grounds into the 3-6-1 double play in the top of the 10th. We are still tied. Bottom 10, Jesse Crane induces Tadahito Iguchi to ground into the 5-3 double play. We are going to the 11th, top 11th. Lou Ford is on second base after a big hustle play on what looked like a bloop single, and LeCroy is going to bring him home because Ford is wearing his PF Flyers. The Twins take a 2-1 lead. Off Bobby Jenks, next batter, Jones doubles to deep center. 2 more score. The Twins win it 4-1. The White Sox have lost 10 of their last 14.
Lead, and Jermaine Dye, who doesn't care about re-airs, said last night, I couldn't get it done. Tonight, I'm a hero. 29th home run of the year. White Sox lead 3-0. And then Jose Contreras, who has been their rock, their stalwart, takes over. Michael Kadire, on top of the second, and the split was unhittable. Justin Morneau, take a look at that one. Nothing you can do. Ozzie Guillen said he's always had the best arm on my team. That's Michael Ryan with a splitter. Jock Jones, splitter, and now he's just fishing. 9th inning we go. It's a 3-1 game. Contreras facing Jones again for the complete game. He called it afterwards one of the best games I pitched in my whole career. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Again on the split. That's it, and that's all. He's got a career-high 14 wins.
Oh, the bottom 2, Aaron Rowan. Shallow center. Bunch of Twins converge, and
Carl Everett goes into third. Everett complaining this week about being dropped in the batting order. Not too happy about it. Next up, Jolton Joe Creedy. He delivers Everett, and the White Sox go up 1-0. We go to the third, and it's Jermaine Dye. Had a 3-run homer in the previous game. How about 2 3-run homers in 2 nights? This shot, his 30th of the year, 6-1 White Sox. Or as Stan Verrett insists on calling them, the Pale Hose. 2 batters later, Joe Creedy.
I've never said that in my life.
I made that up. His 21st. Freddie Garcia pitched to Jem, allowed just 1 run on 4 hits.
Ian trying to stay on top. They got Burley going, looking for a 16th win. This was sort of back to the beginning and middle of the seasons.
He had great stuff, Carl. And the key to me has been his fastball just disappeared for a long time. He had it back today.
Aaron Rowan gapping. Tad Iguchi was on. He's going to come around and score. It goes all the way to the wall, and it ends up being a triple for Rowan. He flies around. The White Sox give Burley a 2-0 lead. Early in the season, that meant the game was over. Next batter, Konerko. Yard 38th of the year. He's become a superstar, and the White Sox lead at 4-zip. He's in that conversation now, isn't he? Like the best power hitters in the league?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Castro to short, Uribe. They get 1.
This is to get with young players right there. Great.
Watch for Liriano to play a big role for the Twins next year. Mark Burley gets Chris Hines swinging in the White Sox. Howry delivers to Paul Phillips. Grady Sizemore. He's lost it. The elements wreak havoc. The sun allows Baroa to score.
Oh, man.
What a tough way to go.
Chicago and Detroit, top 1. Bartender. Yeah. Paul Konerko, double shot off Jason Johnson, his 39th. Konerko's homered in back-to-back games after not hitting homer since September 9th. He was dry. Bottom 6, 3-2 Sox. Tigers' Brandon Inge with 2 outs, get out. Inge began the game 4 for 28 against John Garland, hit 2 homers against him, game tied, top 8, 2 on, 1 out. A.J. Pierzynski was great in the hot seat. Jamie Walker tells him to take a seat. 2 batters later, sacks are full for Jermaine Dye. Chris Sperling's only batter. Advantage Sperling. We go to the bottom of the 9th, still tied. Cliff Polite trying to get south side of Chicago native Curtis Granderson out. I don't know what will happen when I get home, joked the Blue Island, Illinois boy in Granderson. They're not laughing back home.
2 games, Chicago playing in Detroit Tuesday. Bottom 5, that's Craig Monroe. It's off Brandon McCarthy, a solo shot his 20th, 2-1 Detroit. Bottom 6, Mags. Maglio Ordonez, Tadahito Iguchi running out, Aaron Rowan running in, Noonan. Carlos Guillen scores 3-1 Tigers. Top 8 now, 2 on, 1 out, Pablo Ozuna. Guillen might have saved the run there with a backhander, but everybody's safe, so now they're loaded for the pinch hitter Jeff Blum, batting just .115 in his last 8 games. Right back at you. White Sox stranded 12. Ozzie Guillen said, it keeps happening. I don't know why. Top 9, Paul Konerko. Singles to left. Juan Uribe scores. Chicago comes back there within 1. So now, big spot, Jermaine Dye. Tying and go-ahead runs on to center. And that's it. Tigers win 3-2. Chicago keeps plummeting.
They 0-2 for Julio Lugo, who turns on the Scott Ellerton offering. He was 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, his 6th home run of the season, and his 4-0 D-race. Said Lou Piniella afterwards, we knew Cleveland would come back at us. They lead the majors, would come from behind victories. It's a 5-3 game in the bottom of the 9th. Here comes Coco Crisp with a double off Danny Baez. The Indians in business to do business. Next up, Johnny Peralta. He works the walk. First and second, nobody out. Next up is Travis Hafner. This guy's been a horse. Ground ball to Travis Lee. Lugo can't get the ball out of the glove to turn a double play, but they weren't going to get it anyway. First and third, 1 out. Next up, Victor Martinez. Only 1 hit in this game, but it's a big one. Doesn't get to the gap, though. Crisp scores. It's 5-4 men on first and third. Ronnie Belliard in the top 15 in a statistic he would not want to be in, and that is grounded into double plays. This one ends the ball game and the threat.
Good.
Yeah, Here we go, Casey Blake. Trying to get a run on the board. Johnny Gomes makes a great grab, and McClung goes nuts. In Tampa Bay, you've got to appreciate, Harold, the kind of spirit they brought to this ball game.
They've played tremendous baseball down the stretch.
Small ball here in the 8th. Joey Gathright.
Well, this is what Lou Piniella likes to do. They'll do that, and then they pick up the bonus run. Now, Joey Gathright, check this out, Scott. I saw him jump over an automobile one time. Benny Latino, the scout who drafted him, said he can jump over a car. I said, no way, he did. And you see the speed.
He could also score in a sacrifice fly. Jumping over automobiles is not going to help you in a baseball game. Small ball does. How about Ben Broussard leading off with a double, and then Tampa plays small ball, but the Indians can't.
Well, this is the difference in the ball game. Aaron Boone here not able to get the bunt down. He eventually is going to ground out to third base and not move the runner up. That ends up being a big play. And then in the 9th inning, same thing's going to happen.
And after the game, with ice bags all over him, Boone just said, I just couldn't get it done. This is the last 2 outs of the 8th. We'll get to the 9th in just a second, Casey. Blake grounds out, so he can't get the run home. And then Grady Sizemore, he's had such a great year, but here stays in the infield. So we move to the 9th inning. Still a 1-0 game.
This time of year is when you got to execute the little small ball things. And, hey, right here, instead of bunting, he ends up being hit into a double play. And that's, those are the little things you got to do in that situation.
Yeah, Peralta the double play. So now Hafner needs a home run to tie it, a ground ball to short. That's it, and that's all. McClung, 8 innings, no earned runs, 4 strikeouts. He had that energy. He had that feel.
Top 5 game tied, 2 on for cousin Carl Everett against Sean Douglas, and he's tripling it right. Paul Konerko and Jermaine Dye score 3-1 Chicago. You like Carl Everett?
He's one of the guys that's been there before. He understands pennant race.
All right, 7th inning, Jose Contreras. Harold, break him down.
Filthy. He has been absolutely, that's all you need to say.
Thank you.
Look at that split. Watch this thing drop off the table. Now, as a hitter, you're looking, thinking fastball. Oh, no, I guess it's not. That's how nasty he was. Look at that. Is unhittable. And that's why Contreras has won 7 in a row going in this game.
Bottom 8, White Sox up 5-2. Tigers, 1 out, runners at the corner, double play. Placido Polanco, Contreras gets him out. 8 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned, 9 Ks. Aaron Rowan goes yard to finish off the highlight. White Sox win at 8-2. Have the Sox righted their ship?
They're in. They're men. Believe it or not, they've made it.
They have. They win this one 8-2.
And so bottom 4, he gets Carlos Pena. Next up, he rings up Craig Monroe. Garcia allowed just 2 runs on 8 hits and 7. He struck out 5. Top 6, how about some MVP votes for Paul Konerko? Solo shot his 40th, just the 2nd White Sox hitter ever with back-to-back 40 home run seasons. Frank Thomas with the other. GM Kenny Williams says Konerko is, well, he's being overlooked for MVP votes. 9th inning. Get the beer and the champagne ready. We're ready to clinch this thing. Bobby Jenks, 4-2 lead. Bottom 9, 2 on, gets Dimitri Young. Next up, rings up Curtis Granderson. And the White Sox are 1 out away from the division title. And here it is. All that stands between them and the title, Placido Polanco.
There's a shot. Yes! And the White Sox are the champions of the 2005 Central Division. Yes!
After their 15 games, despite the lineup changes, they're up 1-0. Bottom 9, Ronnie Belliard to short. It's enough to get Franklin Gutierrez home, and we are tied at 1. After an intentional walk to Ben Broussard, it's former Yankee postseason hero Aaron Boone to second. Broussard is hung up. Willie Harris gets the force at first. Play still live. Blum tags Broussard for the 3rd out before Martinez can score. Bottom of your screen, so the inning is over. Look at Indians third base coach Joel Skinner. He's right there. Holds Martinez. Then decides, you know what, I'm going to send him. But Martinez cannot score before Broussard is tagged out. A crucial bit of indecisiveness by Joel Skinner. 11th inning. They are loaded for Broussard. Tribe with a huge opportunity here to win it. Neil Kotz brings up Broussard. That's 2 outs. Next up, it's Boone. The Indians got to get 1 in here. To 3rd, and they get nothing. Another wasted opportunity for Cleveland. 13th inning. 2 on for Ross Glode. 0 for 5 with 3 Ks coming in. Hitting just a $135, but he comes up with the game's big hit, 2-run double, and the White Sox win. They clinch home field throughout the American League playoffs, despite the fact that Ozzie Guillen rested all but 2 of his starters. Ross Glode 0 for 5 with 3.
Kimo Perez. This one over to second. Ron Belliard leaping catch, and then he catches A.J. Przinsky slipping. Westbrook like that's what's up. Top 7, Westbrook gets some trouble now. Sox trailing 1-0, 1st and 3rd for Pablo Ozuna. Little chopper. Aaron Boone, no play. Aaron Rowan scores. Ozuna, the RBI infield single, game tied at 1. 2 batters later, Tadahito Iguchi, the rookie, 1 for 15 against Westbrook. It's not always about the numbers. 3-run shot. Sox up 4-1. Westbrook said, I made a good pitch, just not good enough. Bottom 7, Indians come back. Still down 4-1. It's Boone, base hit. 1st and 15 at bats. Victor Martinez scores. Indians cut it to just 4-2. Next batter is Casey Blake. Boone trying to score all the way from first. Look at him go. And he's in there. And it's 4-3 now. Next batter is Grady Sizemore. Damaso Marte in relief of Luis Vizcaíno, and he gets Sizemore in the inning. Bottom 8, Indians making some more noise. 1 out, 1 on. Travis Hafner. That's going to be trouble. Going all the way to the wall. Johnny Peralta in the third, so they got second and third now. They would intentionally walk Victor Martinez to load the bases for Belliard, and he pops it up on the first pitch he saw. Next batter is Ben Broussard, and the Indians just couldn't get anybody home. 6 for 49 with runners in scoring position in their last 6 games. Broussard can't get the job done. Indians lose 4-3. Their 9th one-run loss this season to the White Sox.
The win, and they need some help from the Yankees. We start in the top of the first in Jacobs Field, and Jermaine Dye, who has been through this with the Braves in the Act 2 Cleveland, where they're down 3-0. Victor Martinez, though, with a double, brings in Travis Hafner. Tribe trying to come back, but again, they need to win, and they have 53 games. It's not going to work out the way they hope. Bottom 9, Grady Sizemore, a little dribbler, and he's out at first, and really their season all fell apart a week ago Sunday when he lost that ball in the sun.